really like this beat, man.
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
It captivates the audience. Oh, I didn't fucking click the thing. Hey, man, fuck it. Oh, God.
For like 10 seconds.
Oh, God.
That sounded crazy. He was just fixing the camera.
Well, you heard the boop and all that?
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, that was a little rough. But now it sounds great.
Yeah.
That beat is kind of hard. I'm
That
not
beat
gonna
is
lie to you.
tough.
But it gets you like, it's. Oh, see, you weren't even ready for it,
That's
and
a
it was
fact.
already happening.
It was already happening. I really did like that beat, though.
Come on, bro. But now they're gonna like our beat.
That's a fact.
Oh, come on, like a news writer. Oh my God, what do you say? Cody's Corner. Listen,
What's up?
we already know the people are liking what's going on.
They're liking it.
Look, wait. He's here.
He's made an appearance?
Live in the flesh. I wouldn't say the flesh.
Well,
but
live and direct, maybe.
live and direct. Look at him. You lucky son of a gun, you. Hello, everybody. Welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Oh my God.
Go ahead, continue,
Oh my
please.
God, that was.
Please.
No, let him stand up first.
I hope he's not watching this.
Look, I respect him. He knows I respect him.
He knows.
Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take the W in the sports you're worried about. Sat beside about my right-hand man, Wicked, got David here with me today.
What's going on?
Or as he informally likes to be known as Dave.
Yeah. David.
So,
whatever.
can you let the people know, is it Dave, is it David?
I honestly think it depends on if I like you or not. You know?
So if you don't
Like, none of my
them-
friends call me Dave or David. They have a nickname that I'm not going to say on here.
Right. Confidential information.
Yeah, they know who they are and they know what it is.
What in the world could this nickname be? I mean, look, I
It's
know,
something-
I know you're not gonna say it, but now my brain is.
The problem is that it's something that
It's
that followed me all through like high school,
Okay.
and it was a name because there was two Daves in my class, so they needed to differentiate the two.
Like Dave A and Dave B.
As a nice way to put it,
Right.
I guess. So, and that's so that nickname, I'm not gonna say, but for all intents and purposes, Dave works.
All right, Dave.
David's fine.
Like East.
More like West. No, I don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
No, like-
I don't like Dave East.
You don't like Dave East.
I don't like his music. I don't think there's anything wrong with him as a person.
Really?
But I'm not a big Dave East fan. No.
Is it like ironically because his name is Dave, or you're just not a fan of him?
No.
Period.
I actually that was part of the reason why I even listened to the guy in the first place. Oh,
right,
Dave
because
East.
all right. His name is
okay,
Dave.
let
Let
me see.
me tune in.
But and I don't know. He just wasn't too much of a fan, and I don't think anybody else is either because he's not really around anymore.
Well, no one really talk. Well, look, I'm not gonna lie. I had a Dave East phase. I was a Dave East fan.
Okay.
I think that time is past, obviously, because
Yeah.
he's not relevant to that extent anymore, at least
Right.
in my rotation. But just to throw it out there before we hop into anything else, his album P2.
Okay.
I think it came out like in 2018, maybe.
Good.
It's the best album I like of his.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different good songs in there, but we'll leave that right there.
Okay.
So I think this is gonna be a good episode, man. I feel like we're really in tune with what's going on. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, they would hope and pray that we're in tune with what's going on, since we want to tell them what's going on.
Yeah. Right.
But at the same time, it's like they have to understand that we're also human. You know what I mean?
We make mistakes.
We
and
make mistakes, but you know what? Like, as the show has progressed, we also are learning, and we also are diving into more of these sports that we may have not been so aggressively indulged in on our day-to-day.
Very true.
Never watched this much baseball in my life. I'll tell you that right here, right now.
Yeah.
And I want to get something out the way. I think the people deserve this from us. So we're just gonna say this. I can't speak for Dave. I could speak for myself.
I have no idea where
We're
he's going, by
sorry. It seems as though we've been jinxing professional
the
sports.
way. Oh man.
Look, we're going to get into them as they go along, right? Our last episode, 31, was named What a Time for New York Sports, right? Since then, the Knicks lost twice in a row.
No.
The Knicks lost twice in a row.
They lost twice in a row?
They were up 2-0, and then they got tied 2-2.
And then they just won.
And then they just won one.
Yep.
We'll get into that in keeping score. But then all right, so they lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And then
the
Rangers were up 3-0.
Right, and now it's
3-2.
Right.
The Rangers also lost 2 in a row. So we're sorry.
I mean, the Yankees are still doing well.
The Yankees are still okay. Look, hey, they're here today.
So,
but it's not all New York sports. Knock on wood.
Hey.
But we just want you to know that we're just excited about New York sports as the next guy. But maybe we won't throw so much hype on it so early, so soon.
I guess we could give things time to develop.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little.
As any New York sports fan should.
But would it be New York sports if we didn't have these outrageous expectations from the door? That's what New York sports is.
I agree with you.
New York sports. If you ask anybody, Jalen Brunson's MVP.
Yeah.
And New York's gonna win a championship. If you ask a New Yorker right now, go find somebody with a Knicks hat and ask him.
Look, man.
Go right now. Matter of fact, go upstairs. Ask your pop.
Nah, my dad, you know when like old people get like frustrated and they start rubbing their head like this? My dad be sitting there watching the Rangers like, oh man, his scalp has to be a little overly sensitive right now, man. It's going through it, but look, we'll get to those topics when we get there, right? But right now, speaking about New York sports, want to let them know really quick, and it's my honor to say the New York Giants are going to be on Hard Knocks this season coming up.
Yeah, they are. How do you feel? I mean, the Jets were last year, right?
Giant fans can kiss my ass respectfully.
Yeah,
because
respectfully.
After the Jets were on Hard Knocks and everything that the Jets went through last year, Aaron Rodgers going down so early, the Giant fans had a lot to say, at least to me. I don't know about to you. They had a lot to say to me.
Giants fans have a lot to say, period.
So now they're on the same chair that we were in last year.
I mean, listen, I would say that, hopefully they don't get cursed and everythh, but
yeah, you wouldn't wish it on anybody.
But they're not doing all that well over there in that organization anyway. As of right now, they've got a lot of questions, and not a lot of answers.
We still don't even know what's really going on with Daniel Jones for real. So
I mean, if Malik Neighbors is any indication of where they're going, I think they're going to give him a shot, but that doesn't mean anything. As I'm looking at the Giants jersey hanging on the
right,
on
and
the chair
it's dangling by a thread. Might I say? I don't know, man. I think, and just to put it out there, it's the first time the Giants have ever been on Hard Knocks ever.
Yep.
In the entirety of the series, Hard Knocks.
How do they choose that? Do you know?
I think they usually just go by like a team that didn't do so well the year before, and they just kind of pick one.
Is that how it goes?
I think that if I'm not mistaken, that's really how it goes. I'm sure that we could figure that out, maybe look it up, whatever. But if I'm not mistaken, they kind of just usually pick a team that maybe doesn't have high expectations and kind of builds that hype behind them. Well, it
just seems like such a simple method.
The thing is about the Jets last year.
Because do you always want to? Do you always want to see a bad team?
That's the point, though. It's hard. Like the hard knock life. It's a hard knock. And you're kind of watching the team, struggle through the motions of being in that organization right now and what are their strengths, what's holding them back, and kind of giving that light to them. Mm-hmm. The Jets were in an interesting position last year being in that hard knock because the Jets, sadly, have always been kind of known to be a struggling organization. So they kind of put them in hard knocks. Number one, Aaron Rodgers loves the camera, right? That's no mistake. But number two, the other thing is that it was kind of an interesting situation because even though the Jets were always kind of not doing too well, it was the Jets' first opportunity to display that, okay, things really might turn around this year. It was to put that jetpack behind the fandom of the Jets and really get them excited.
So in 2022, the Detroit Lions were on Hard Knocks.
Yep.
And could we say that in 2023 they had a pretty successful season?
An amazing season.
So maybe the trend.
Last would
year,
you call it
Knocks?
a curse then? That's not a curse.
That's not a curse.
That's the opposite of a curse.
That is the opposite of a curse.
That's a blessing.
That is a blessing.
Come on, bro. And then on top of that, we didn't write it down, but I want to say we can clap him up really quick. Jared Goff got paid.
Oh, yeah, he did.
We didn't talk about that prepared or nothing. Look, he became the highest paid Lion in history.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, which is crazy.
It is crazy.
Well, I guess not so much because at the time that Calvin Johnson played and stuff like that, obviously money just keeps going up.
Right,
for the
inflation,
NFL, so
what have you. Yeah.
New agreements, CBAs, and all that good stuff like that. So
right.
But yeah, man. Either way, congratulations to him. I think he earned it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he took that team farther than it's been in how long? So,
I think
they believe in him.
They look like they're primed to be, a playoff contention team.
Yeah.
So for the long haul. So hey, big ups.
Can I say this? I think it's super funny when quarterbacks get put on a microphone to hype people up. Like, I don't know if you watched the beginning of the draft when they had all the Lions players out there.
Yeah. Right?
They had Jared Goff out there and you always get, hey, let's go. One of those. You got no, for real.
Let's go.
Even Tom Brady. Look, and
I'm on Raw. Let's go.
We're not gonna talk about Tom Brady's roast because obviously I've gotten a lot of negative backlash. But even him and
we didn't roast him. I didn't get any negative backlash.
Look, he has some negative impact. So Hatui, but regardless. That was your favorite one, right? You walk into a saloon, there's a little bowl in the corner.
A saloon.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, Tom Brady started it off, hey, let's go!
Let's go!
And it's something you would never really hear because obviously the sport itself is with a helmet on. So it's just funny.
I mean, but his answer to that's going to Tom Brady. His answer to that was what? That I'll never do a roast again. You'd probably never have to. Who
does more than one?
Who does more than one? I think there's somebody who's been roasted the most. Who's been roasted the most?
Has had multiple roasts?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
An athlete, or are you talking about someone in general?
No, I think that there's I know there's somebody, that one bald-headed dude.
Jeff Ross.
He does every roast, but
he's known as the roast king.
Right, 100%. But I do believe that there's been people that have been roast multiple times.
Let's see. I'm looking it up.
Why do I think that Justin Bieber's been roasted multiple times?
Justin Bieber has had his own roast.
Right.
Let's see.
But he hasn't been roasted multiple times?
I think the point is to not have a roast multiple times. I think that's let's see. Who has the highest rated celebrity roast of all time? Betty Davis?
Betty Davis?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know anybody who's had more than one roast.
No, I don't see anything either.
I think that they usually have a lot of the same people on roasts, which might be why you might think that they might have more than one for someone.
Yeah,
true. Like you
True.
said, I mean, I don't know about you, but I was a Comedy Central child growing up. So
I liked Comedy Central.
Definitely watched Jeff Ross go from curly afro.
Yeah.
Started thinning out. Now he's bald on every roast.
Quick, so what was your favorite show on Comedy Central?
Oh, let's see. Oh, that's a hard question, man. Comedy Central. Key and Peele's up there for sure. Key and Peele's up there for sure. Futurama.
Tosh.0.
Tosh.0 was very funny.
Tosh.0 was hilarious.
I mean,
my boy put me on the Tosh.0. My boy Eric. I never watched Tosh.0. I never I seen the dude do stand up and stuff like that, but I didn't think it was that. But his show
was funny as hell.
Hilarious, dude.
It's kind of comparable to the same concept as ridiculousness, kind of.
Yeah, it was in that same.
Watch a clip, make a funny comment, laugh track, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this for the people that know my people that know this. There's a really big joke among my friend group about South Park.
Right.
I don't know how big you are into South Park.
I watched.
Right. So when I was a child, this is a true story. Also, I'm not lying about this. When I was a child, I made a promise to God that I would never watch South Park. Don't ask me why. I was maybe 10, 11 years old, and one day, I don't know what was going on. I think I might have gotten in trouble for watching South Park. I think my mom, oh my God, what are you doing? This show's inappropriate, whatever. And then I basically was like, okay, I promise God I'll never watch South Park ever again. And I didn't watch South Park from 10 years old until 21, 22 years old. Didn't watch a single clip, episode, none of that.
So you broke your promise.
At like 21, yeah. You know, it was actually Petey, you know, just to throw it out there. It was like, no, forget that. You're watching an episode right now.
Did you like it, at least?
You know, I think I missed the gap of time where my humor was there with it.
Right.
So, to me, it was like, what is this? Where other people have that nostalgia factor with it also.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody kind of has that show. But, yeah, never South Park. Futurama, though. Big Futurama guy.
Funny. I like Futurama.
I've watched the whole show front to back, Futurama.
I can't say that I did that.
I love that show.
What was the girl's name? Lola or Layla?
Layla. With the one eye?
With the one eye.
Yeah, Layla. Super funny.
Yo, question. Speaking about TV shows and old TV shows, did you ever watch The Office?
I don't like The Office.
Well, they're making a reboot.
I heard about this, yeah. And Steve Carell's not going to be in it.
At all.
He was like the best guy in the show, right?
I mean,
he was like the guy.
Well, yeah, yeah. I would say yeah.
Have you watched all of The Office?
All of it? No, but from what I've seen, it's pretty damn funny.
See, my thing is, I'm not a big dry humor guy.
I love dry humor. I think
like Parks and Rec and stuff like that. That's not my thing, man.
Yeah,
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I can't do it, bro. I can't
really funny though.
But look, so talking about really funny, really interesting, some of your favorites. We got some of our favorites leaked NFL drops. Because for those who are going to see this, it's the 15th for us. Episode's going to come out on the 16th. The full schedule will be out by then.
Yeah, it actually comes out tonight at 8 o'clock. The NFL is doing this whole event for it, like you can watch, and I don't like, what are they doing?
Yeah, honestly, like you were saying that before. Listen, man, you don't have to make money on everything that comes out with everything. Oh my God, you guys want to see what you guys are gonna do?
How do you like? I'm curious to what a televised event would be of you putting out a schedule.
They put it out like a draft, and week 2 you will play the Patriots. And you, I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either. We'll find out tonight,
I mean, I
right?
guess so. Hey, it's hopefully we can wrap this up before 8 and maybe catch the whole thing. I don't know if I'm gonna be watching it with popcorn and then
I have no idea, bro.
Is it gonna be? Oh my God, I can't wait. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's on NFL Network, whatever. So we'll give it a look for sure. And also on ESPN too.
Okay, throw a little out there, little quick.
Well, you know.
What's that called? Oh, man, what's that
plug?
Called? Little plug-in of whatever. So before that comes out, so you guys can listen to it, they dropped a couple primetime games.
Yes, they did.
Including some international games. So we're going to break down some of those right now, how we feel about them, and what we think is going to happen. So without further ado, let's hop right into that, right? So we're going to go in the order that it is in, not in the order I want to go in, because Lord knows I know which game I want to talk about. Well, we'll get to that point.
That we all want to talk about.
Of course.
Really.
Of course.
We all know why you watch.
Of course. Oh, come on. Of course.
Come on.
Right? But, needless to say. So, first game that was dropped, leaked a little early. Thursday Night Football. First Thursday night game of the year. September 5th, 8:20. The Ravens are playing the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium at 8:20.
I like it.
Of course.
I love
AFC
it.
matchup.
And it's a Thursday night game, which is good because Thursday night games are usually trash.
You think so?
Thursday night games
not to start the year. You think so?
Thursday night games have a tendency to be ass.
Well, look.
They do.
I think this time around, you get to see how exactly Pat Mahomes is going to really break out with these new receivers that he has. How much that is going to affect the volume that Travis Kelce has. I think this is going to be a big jump for fantasy players. Shout out anybody who hopped on the show because they were playing fantasy football. That might change the volume that Travis Kelce gets in the long run, which in the end could affect your points. You also got the Baltimore Ravens now coming out. They're going to have Derrick Henry. So seeing Derrick Henry for the first time as a Raven is going to be pretty exciting.
Who are you more excited to see?
The Ravens.
Me too.
The Ravens.
Me too.
Not for nothing.
Me too.
Them not having Odell is not a game changer for me.
Doesn't move the needle.
I'm excited to see how Zay Flowers is going to blossom.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see what Lamar's going to do with this running management split between Derrick Henry Everybody knows that Derrick Henry was arguably known as the best running back in the NFL for a little while. So, I mean, now it's McCaffrey without a doubt. But
right.
I think that,
But Henry's in that conversation.
He's in that conversation, and he was always taken out of that conversation because of the horrible line that the Titans had. So to see him behind a reliable line that obviously, as you can see, has been able to take Lamar Jackson far places with the way he plays, I'm definitely excited about that. Other than that, bro, I mean, like, I don't really see the Chiefs switching up what they do too much. Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes, Pacheco. It's kind of the same recipe.
I feel like it's for them. It's like plug and play.
Of course.
So, am I curious to see Hollywood Brown? Sure. But I'm got a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna see.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm a big Hollywood Brown guy. We talked about this when we were talking about free agency. I'm a big Hollywood Brown guy. I'm more excited to see what Xavier Worthy does.
Yeah.
That rookie that they got coming out, that receiver, I'm more excited to see what he does. And you know what? And I don't want to wish this into anyone's future, but I'll say this before we jump into the next one. Whenever a player gets paid, sometimes they start playing poorly. Travis just got this extension. Andy Reid just got a contract extension also.
So what are you implying?
Is there any chance that with all the celebrity that comes with,
No,
you don't think he's going to slow down?
No, I think Travis Kelce's a baller.
I mean, I think so too. Don't get me wrong. He's the Jokic of the NFL.
And he's been getting paid. Don't act like this extension is the first time he got a big contract.
But then he gets more paid.
Yeah, but not getting more. Once you got money.
So what excuses Kelce from being part of that recipe of, like, you're not going to switch up how you play? Is it because he's the best?
I think it's part of the mentality. You don't become the best purely off of physical attributes.
Of course.
A lot of it's mentality. A lot of it's how you prepare for the games and, how you prepare your body and all that good stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that he's one of the best for that reason. I don't think that you can be one of the best, considered one of the best, without having a certain mentality. And I don't think that his mentality is, oh, I'm famous now, or because I've been famous, really, technically, right? I guess more famous.
Yes.
If you want to compare, but I'm just saying I doubt that's going to be like, oh, no. And I'm pretty sure that the Kansas City Chiefs organization knows that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They have to know to keep him in that same kind of line.
Or else, why would we give him an extension?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, hey, that doesn't mean we can argue this the whole time. I think that there are players that even when you do pay them, although it's because the organization believes in you, and then you kind of, you let go of the rope. So, I don't wish that upon anybody. Travis Kelce is one of my favorite players to watch in the NFL right now, but we'll see how that goes, man.
So who do you got winning?
Thursday night in Arrowhead, I got Kansas City. I got Kansas City winning that game.
By how much? Field goal, touchdown, 2 touchdowns?
It'll be close. It'll be like by a field goal.
Field goal?
By a field goal. That's if there's anyone that can keep them up to a field goal. If the Ravens defense can stay exactly where they were at the end of the season, field goal.
I'm gonna take
+3.
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Okay.
At -6.5.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna take them for the touchdown.
Beat them by a touchdown. I don't count the Chiefs out of the end of any game. That's the problem.
I don't either. However, I don't know. Ravens got something to prove.
Season opener?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think that their pieces are easier plugged in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Than Kansas City. Kansas City may still have some kinks to work out by then.
Maybe trying to build this chemistry with all these new receivers around, maybe something like that. At least, excuse me, what's his name? At least Derrick Henry has been there all summer or all spring, rather. kind of like building that with the team versus these. I mean, yes, Hollywood Brown has been doing the same. But
running game is not saying that it's easy, but
it's not easier to mesh with than with receivers. I disagree.
That what? You don't think that really?
I think it's easier to build chemistry as a receiver than it is to build chemistry as a running back. Meshing with your line, meshing with the cadence of the snap, especially when your running back is used to running. No, excuse me. When your quarterback is used to running like Lamar.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Listen, man, this is a debacle. You feel me? You have to try and figure out, what it is. But I like that you're not agreeing with me because it's really easy for someone to be like, yeah, right.
No,
right.
I'm not.
So, on that note, right, talking about a team that it's probably really easy to figure out who's going to win this one. You got the Cowboys.
Why is that easy? Cowboys and Browns, by the way.
So, just throwing this out there, we got this little information from David a couple minutes ago. The Browns have been ranked to have the hardest schedule of 2024. And they start off with the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys, they don't have the bum that is Tony Pollard any longer. They will be starting their former starting running back in Zeke Elliott, which is interesting. So, you get the reunite.
Ezekiel.
You get to reunite Zeke with Dak, mixed with a little CD. That's always exciting.
They're happy to have him over there, too.
Of course.
I heard McCarthy talking about it the other day. They're happy to have him.
Yeah, they said that he's welcome back into the organization. They said it's like he never left. So, it's that chemistry's already there, right? And plus, now the Browns, the reason for they had all that latter half of the season success was Joe Flacco.
And their defense.
Their defense is ranked number 1 in the NFL, of course. Defense wins championships. That's no mystery. However, if there was ever a time to put your defense to the test, it's week 1 against regular season Dak Prescott.
Which is crazy.
Regular
season Dak Prescott.
Regular season. Have emphasis on heavy on the regular season Dak Prescott.
Because there's a difference.
So, this is what I mean by that. I think it's easy that the Cowboys are going to win this game, bro. Because I don't trust Deshaun anymore, unfortunately. I think at his peak, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Did you saw he just got like a new back tattoo too?
He had to go under for the tattoo. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So people are, all right, so there's a whole debacle. Oh my God, I just burped, excuse me. There's a whole debacle about is it sweet to go under for a tattoo because that doesn't hurt that bad, whatever. I have tattoos, but I have patchwork tattoos, one here, one there, one there, I can't speak for someone that has a whole piece.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know.
I'm working on a sleeve.
Is it surgery?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, your back, it depends. Well, maybe he wanted to get it all done one shot.
Too, no sessions.
You know what I mean? No sessions. Think about it like this. If I'm sitting there for, what if I'm sitting there from 8 to 10 hours getting tatted?
Right, like a shift of work.
Do I really want to be awake for that if I could just go to sleep and wake up tatted?
I understand the thought process.
Don't demasculine a dude just because he's got the money to buy, anesthesia and be able to, I'm going to go to sleep. Go ahead and tap me. I'm going to go to sleep.
There's so many nasty things that are coming up in my mind, but I'm just going to, I'm not going to say it. Why does he have the will to go through all this court work with all the massages and this and that, and he does that awake, right? And he can go to sleep.
But why do you think he does
to
that?
get a little tattoo work?
And why do you think he would go get a massage awake?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's not the same deal at the tattoo spot.
I didn't forgive him. Everybody else did. I didn't do it. The biggest hope that they have is a injury-prone Chubb, and they have Jerry Jeudy now as their starting receiver. Wow.
I don't know why that sounded crazy. An injury-prone Chubb.
Hey, relax. Hey, relax, David.
You're the one wilding out.
This is a family show.
No, I get that, but you be bugging out.
Who's bugging out? Right. Injury-prone Chubb. Grow up, okay? That's what you have to do is grow up. Because his last name is Chubb, and he folded like a lawn chair during the game that one day.
No, you see, though.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, you see, that's not good.
He did.
No.
He folded like a lawn chair.
You saw the injury. That's not good.
I saw it. That's why I could tell you. Lawn chair.
No. That's not nice.
Listen,
I don't like that one.
But you know what? It's not because I wish anything bad on him.
No, but
bend don't break. Right? All right, let's leave it right there. I think the Cowboys beat the Browns by 2 touchdowns.
Damn.
I'm going to put it like that, straight like that. By I'm going to say, if we're talking spread, plus 13.5.
No,
minus 13.5.
Minus 13.5. Shoot, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. as much as I would love not to.
Right.
I'm probably going to go to Cowboys. I don't think it's going to be 2 touchdowns.
Closer game.
I'd say Cowboys -10. I'd give them a field goal.
Not mad at
touchdown
that.
and a field goal.
Not mad at that at all.
I don't know if they'll be able to get 2 touchdowns ahead because, like I said, that Browns defense is still intact.
Yeah, it is.
So
Myles Garrett is still better than ever.
And they saw at the end of the day, yes, Joe Flacco helped them, but Joe Flacco was wilding, but realistically, what's Joe Flacco? Like a game manager. Yeah. So if they get somebody, if Deshaun Watson can do that, then they stand a chance. So I don't see 2 touchdowns. Why are you
Can I be hypothetical with you? Do you trust Deshaun Watson at his worst or Joe Flacco last season more?
I feel like I didn't even get to see Deshaun Watson play at his worst.
Exactly. That's the problem. You want to talk about someone who folded like a lawn chair. Deshaun Watson last season before he got hurt.
He folded like a massage table?
He was, see who's wilding, bro? It's you that's wilding. See, that's not cool. Folding like oh my God. We're going to leave that right there. Hey, in Brown Stadium they're playing also. Does that affect your answer at all? They're playing.
Oh, shoot.
They're playing in Ohio.
Shoot. What am I, 96? No. Cowboys still.
Why did you say that? Because you made that noise like that?
No, because I said shoot.
Peas and carrots.
Oh, shucks. Peas and carrots?
I don't know. I came up with that.
Oh, crisscross applesauce.
So look. So now we can move by this one really quick. The game that I wanted to talk about.
The game that everybody wants to talk about.
Hey, look, the game that everybody wants to talk about. Hit him for good luck one time. Come on, David. I know you want to.
I don't want to.
One time. He's taking worse hits than that. Come on, bro. There you go. It's good luck. It's like beating a drum.
All right.
I don't want it to fall again. So, the Jets, Monday Night Football, again, lining up 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time against the San Francisco 49ers. We all know, look, we were just talking about it. We watched the Hard Knocks video that came out of the Jets last year. There was that whole, hypnotist whatever guy that was like, who do you think you guys are going to play in the Super Bowl if you went to the Super Bowl? And they were like, the San Francisco 49ers. Look, there's a reason that, oh my God, excuse me. Man, I don't know what's going on today.
Hey.
There's a reason why Jet fans should be worried about this. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers only played 1 game for the Jets last year. 3 snaps, if we're being specific, and it was on Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. So, is it fitting that, then the next game he plays a year later is another Week 1 Monday Night Football game? It's something that seems almost like a nightmare for what is the New York Jets. What do you think?
Would you like to hear Aaron Rodgers' stats against the 49ers?
In history?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Throw it at me.
So, regular season, 9 games played, 6-3.
He's only played the 49ers 9 times ever?
Regular season.
Okay. 6-3.
6-3. 219 completions, 331 attempts, 2,597 yards, 20 TDs, 2 interceptions.
20 in 9 games.
9 games. 20 TDs, 2 interceptions. You ready for this, though?
Let's hear it.
Playoffs.
Right.
4 games, 0-4.
Oh.
94 completions, 133 attempts, 985 yards, 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. Those numbers go way down in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of scary
against
to
the
see.
49ers.
But hey, we're not here talking about playoffs just yet. This is Week 1.
No, you're right. But
if we were to base it off of anything, it's that regular season stats that we're talking about.
I guess that is the trend that we have to go with.
Right.
But that's still something that, if you put the, 9 regular season games, 4 playoff games, what's that, 13 games total.
Right.
And you're 6-7.
Right.
In those games. You have a losing record against the 49ers any way you want to slice it.
So this is the interesting thing that I wanted to bring up. Obviously, midway through, I believe it was like Week 8, Week 9 when the 49ers picked up Chase Young off of free agency. And they built that little DN line that was supposed to be so scary. He's not there anymore.
Yep.
He's a saint. He's over there in New Orleans. So you kind of makes you feel a little better going into this season. Okay, at least we're going to play San Francisco week 1. At least that means that we're not going to go through such a scary line dealing with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, we're building this O-line.
Chase Young is who you were worried about over there?
I mean, he's not the one I'm worried about, but he was part of the formula. At the end of the day, the San Francisco's defense was
Eric Armstead and
I mean, look, Bosa. Look, I'm not saying there's not other people to be worried about.
Greenlaw.
Anyone taken out of that is an improvement for me, is all I'm saying. If Chase Young was still there, I'd be a little more worried. The same way that he's not there, I'm a little less. That doesn't mean I'm not worried. San Francisco's defense was also up there as like top 10 in the NFL last year.
Chase Young was on the left side or right side? Remember?
I think Bosa's on the right, and if you're looking at from the offensive side, I think Bosa was on the left and Chase Young flipped. I think Bosa was on the right and Chase Young was on the left.
I think Bosa would be on the right. He would be on the defensive left.
Yeah.
Offensive right. Yeah.
I think he would be on the Mekhi Becton side, which is when Mekhi Becton was getting blown up.
Yeah.
But look, man, I think this is gonna be a close one. You want to talk about? I don't think that the Jets and the Niners are gonna blow either of each other out. I think this one's gonna be a good one, especially week 1. Obviously, it's in Levi Stadium. It's not in MetLife, so
right.
They're gonna bring that energy. Obviously, they got something to prove. There's been a whole lot about it's an East versus West type of thing going on here. You got I'm pretty sure San Francisco was one of the teams that was contemplating picking up Aaron Rodgers in the offseason when he was going to the Jets. So that story's kind of getting a little interesting in itself. You get to see exactly how these rookies, talking about rookie receivers and how are they going to perform,
Malachi.
All the guys that we spoke about last episode, you got Malachi Corley, Isaiah Davis, what's going on with Breece Hall.
Braylon Allen.
Exactly, Braylon Allen, exactly what we're going to see out of Garrett Wilson and how is that volume going to change from what it was last year. Obviously, we all saw that he can still get 1,000 yards receiving with Zach Wilson. So what does that turn into when you got arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time under the helm?
Facts.
You want to see what Tyron Smith is going to do and how much he's going to really affect that O-line. Is Aaron Rodgers maybe going to have a little bit of wiggle room? Is that running game going to be different? Can we lock down Christian McCaffrey is a big question. Obviously, we got monsters on defense.
Our front line is crazy.
Quinnen, Q. That's what they be like. Q. I don't know, but I think that's going to be interesting, man. I think that it's going to be close. If I were to call it a spread, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
I think I got San Francisco. And there's been a lot of chit-chat online, social media, X, Twitter, what have you, between Sauce and Debo. I don't know if you heard anything about that. So that's going to be interesting also. Brandon Ayuk had a little chatter about, like, potential trade rumors in the offseason. So we'll see how that goes and, like, how well he's going to do his first couple weeks. But I think that if I were to guess, I'm not a betting man. I'm really not. But if I was a betting man, I would say that the Niners beat us by like 5. Like 5-6. So let's call it San Francisco -6.
Okay. 2 field goals?
2 field goals.
I say that
our defense is good enough to hold them up, at least to keep them to 3. That's where my head is at right now as far as what we can do to San Francisco.
I'm going to go with the upset, and I'm going to take the Jets with a field goal.
Okay. They win by a field goal. So Jets -3.
Jets -3.
Okay. Now, I think it was important that one of us chose the Jets. A lot of people from last episode were like, you guys talk too much about – shut up.
Yeah.
Hey,
what do you mean?
Hey. Wait.
Well,
we
don't – well, in a nice way.
Right here. No. I'm not that nice. Look at me. Shut up, dude. It's New York Jets, gangrene, come fly with us, here and there, everywhere.
Are you talking to somebody in particular?
Someone knows who I'm talking to.
I can feel it.
That's what it is.
I can feel it.
Like the same way that you were talking to your rapper friend Donald?
Yeah.
They know who they're talking to.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, but we're going to leave that right there. Talking about, since we played the Bills on Monday Night Football week 1 last year, hop into this Bills game. Week 2, Thursday Night Football, September 12th at 8:15, you got Buffalo Bills in Hard Rock Stadium against the Miami Dolphins. Now, obviously, the Bills are a whole different team now.
Yeah.
Whole different team now. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Bills just signed someone super random as a receiver. Someone that I'm going to look it up right now because, I really should have known that. But let's see. Sign. I got to know because I want to tell the people how I feel.
I'm not even excited about this game. I mean,
it's our division.
Yeah, I want to know the results.
Oh, so just coming off a Super Bowl champion series, Marquise Valdez-Scantling.
Oh, yes.
They just signed him, and it's interesting because obviously they are coming off a championship win. So obviously people, when they win chips, they usually get paid, and then they go somewhere else, whatever.
So he's going to go to Buffalo to go drop catches over there too?
Hey, let's chill.
What do you mean?
Hey, you got to chill.
What do you mean?
You know how you used to tell me, yo, got to chill.
What do you mean, though? Am I lying?
He's probably one of the best receivers on that team right now. Besides him, it's
because they let everybody go.
Exactly. I'm not saying that. Like, the Bills are still in rebuilding. It's no mystery.
Matter of fact, I'm surprised the Bills don't call you up. Remember, because you know that you. Come on.
hey, bro.
Come on, we've had this conversation.
We're gonna leave that right there.
What do you mean?
I think Curtis Samuel got me over that one. He's also a number one. So, with that being said, their starting receivers 1 and 2 off the top of my head is they got Curtis Samuel, now they got Valdez-Scantling, and they got this rookie that is a social media personality already. I know you've seen him already, Keon Coleman.
Yeah, he's good. He's
that whole guy talking about, oh my God, these cookies are so good. Do you want to try
Keon Coleman's
them?
a wide receiver?
Isn't he?
I don't think he is.
I want to look that up because maybe, look, I don't want to be out here lying.
I don't believe he's a wide receiver. I don't know why I want to change the DB. He's a wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
Come on, bro.
Sorry.
Hey, man, look. You want to feel old? You want to feel old?
Not really.
You do want to feel old. Ready?
Right, go ahead.
He's born in 2003.
Ew.
That's kind of crazy, no? Keon Coleman.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
He's a receiver. So that's going to
So quick question. Josh Allen's throwing you the ball. How many yards you getting, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Me, myself?
You, yourself.
I feel like Josh Allen throws the ball really hard. I feel like I drop a couple. I'd be the next Kadarius Toney out there in Buffalo. I'm not gonna hold you. And then if I try to quit my podcasting career and jump right into the NFL, I might end up in a McDonald's drive-through myself. So I don't want to put myself out there. I want to throw my business out there. But hey, I would at least catch one.
You'll catch one.
I'm catching one.
It better not be up the middle.
One a game.
It better not be up the middle.
Not against Miami's defense.
That'll be the one you catch.
Yo, the one I catch, and I'll catch a quick spot in the grave. So.
CTE real quick.
Nah, hey, chill.
Immediate.
That's the sense. Look, I'm not to throw my business out there. I've had 4 concussions in my life.
Yes, you did say, yeah.
So CTE to me is like
right around the horizon.
And I don't want to say it's around the corner. I'm not throwing that out on anybody. And to be honest, that makes me nervous.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. I'm not saying that in general. I'm not. Look, but I'm saying I got nervous because I was watching the like I said, the roast, whatever. I said I'm not gonna bring it up. Forget Tom Brady. I'm gonna bring it up.
Got it.
Listening to Gronkowski talk, just in general, makes me nervous.
Did you see his son?
Gronkowski's son?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Baby
not
Gronk.
Seen his son.
So there was this video going around of this kid. Right. Locking him up, and they were basically like, "Oh, they're ending, Baby Gronk's career before it even ended." But obviously that's clickbait because that was 10 seconds worth of video.
Right.
But when you see the whole video,
you're destroying him.
He's nice.
He is nice.
This kid nice.
Just like his dad.
I don't know how old he is. He's got to be 10, 11 years old, big as hell already.
It's the genetics of that family, bro. You ever seen them all stand next to each other?
It's gross. It's like Jokic's family.
For real.
They're all huge.
No, Jokic's brothers look like security guards, bro.
Yeah,
they're ripped. But look, before we get too far off of what's going on here,
as we usually
on the other side of the ball, obviously Miami added Odell Beckham to the roster. All that hype behind, Jalen Ramsey. The last time Jalen Ramsey and Odell Beckham were on a team together, they won a championship in L.A., so that's really big to know, that chemistry between both sides of the ball is already going to be there. Miami did make a lot of moves in the offseason. I can't think of all of them right now because, to be frank with you, I'm not a Miami fan. But I got to say that as far as a divisional game goes, this one's interesting because
Miami actually had a really good draft.
They did. They did. I believe they were ranked 5th.
Yeah.
5th best draft in the NFL.
Something
It looks like the AFC East is trying to make some moves at least. So a little motion there. I think this one is going to be I think Miami blows out Buffalo this game, man. If I'm being honest with you. You got Tyreek Hill coming back healthy. You got Jalen Waddle that's looking as crispy as ever. Now you got Odell Beckham there just cuz. You got Achane coming back fully healthy.
Just cuz, for real.
No, just cuz, because they don't need it for real.
Mostert's still there, right?
Mostert's still there. Achane, was that explosive running back they had that was dealing with injury reserve for most of the season. So that team fully healthy, mixed with Mike McDaniels at coach.
Right. So essentially you're getting the same Dolphins team just a little to upgrade it, really.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, the Bills are nowhere near the team that they were.
Of course.
So, yeah, give me the Dolphins.
But you know what? This is the scary thing.
What?
Miami was dealing with injuries all year long. They still made it to the playoffs. So imagine them fully healthy.
I hear you.
You know
there's something about Tua I don't completely trust.
Really? You don't like him as a quarterback?
I didn't say that. I don't know. There's something about him I don't completely trust. One, I don't even know if he can stay on the field.
That's big question mark to have. For sure.
But again, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's great numbers during the regular season and all that stuff like that.
Right.
But playoffs is where it counts. But we'll get there when we get there. But for that game in particular, I'll take the Dolphins because the Bills are literally a shell of the team that they were.
Now, could you see – this is how I see the Bills coming up this season. I guess we could leave it there, maybe talk about the spread of the next game. I feel like would be beautiful to talk about. So I kind of see the Bills going into this season kind of how the Giants were going into the season before Daniel Jones got paid, where he kind of just put the whole team on his back, took them maybe a round or two into the playoffs, and they die right there. That's kind of how I see them. I don't have high ceilings for any player on the Bills. Obviously, I might be a little biased because I do look at NFL in a fantasy perspective as well, given my background and given what we had spent so much time talking about. I don't see a high level of anybody, especially since it looks like Josh Allen on his legs is only getting more exceptionally talented as the weeks go by. And we already knew he was proven up with his arm. So if he becomes a fully fledged run and gunner out there, I could see him taking it all on his shoulders and being like, "Hey, if Buffalo's gonna do it, they're gonna do it with me."
Listen, if Josh Allen's gonna have to show me something,
right?
I mean, Pat Mahomes, we're all sitting there, worst team he's had,
right,
yada yada yada. We haven't seen him be this. What is that?
He got the hardware though.
Oh, exactly my point.
He's got the hardware,
and then goes out and gets the hardware. You know what I'm saying? Against Josh Allen,
100%,
who had this bomb squad of a team type thing, right? So Josh Allen's gonna have to show me something, and I don't think this is gonna be the year he's gonna do it. Yeah, I think his numbers are gonna be, what they're gonna be because they're gonna have to be for them to even have a fighting chance.
Right.
But you might see a lot of turnovers out of Josh Allen. I mean, you already do in the red zone, right? That's already something. So I feel like he's gonna, he's gonna try to do things. I don't know. Again, I'm a Jet fan, so
both of these teams is kind of like, hey, whatever, man.
Hey, but for the sake of the show,
that was so New Jersey of you. hey,
get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Done talking. We're gonna keep him moving.
And Warner Bros. Give me a calzone. Now, I don't know why I picked the calzone out of everything.
Why is the calzone only around the corner? That's what I want to know.
Because the pizza shop.
Go around the corner, get me a calzone.
Because the pizza shop is around the corner.
Hey, look, how New Jersey are you? Is there a pizza shop around the corner from you?
Absolutely.
There's one around.
There's actually 2, 3.
Oh, there you go.
Hey.
So, welcome. So, before we get too much into that, I don't even want to talk about the spread of this one. Do you mind if we jump right into the next one?
Please.
So, this is a team I'm excited to see. Obviously, it's going to be a little different, but exciting. The Cincinnati Bengals, Week 2, September 15th, play the Chiefs in the middle of the day, 4:25.
No Joe Mixon.
No Tyler Boyd, but the return of this guy. What's his name? The quarterback. Why am I bugging out?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, which is a big improvement for them, Obviously,
if he stays healthy.
We all know that it was the year of the backup quarterbacks, right? Everybody talks about it, da-da-da. Jake Browning, ha-ha, whatever. He was that guy. Now you got the starter back. You got him with the number one receiver, Jamar Chase, ready to go. Now, in most situations, I would say, oh, now the starter's back, so the team's going to go flying out. I don't know if that's going to be the case now come around. They lost, like you just said, two of their starting core offensive players.
They might trade T. Higgins. Or did they already?
I think he got the franchise tag.
Okay.
So I don't know.
He asked for a trade, did he not?
I believe so. Yeah.
And then they tagged him.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then they traded Tyler Boyd, which is probably why they didn't want to trade T. Higgins. You know, they already had a receiver on the plate, what have you. So with that being said, this one's at Arrowhead Stadium too. You're going in, like we already talked about. What is the Kansas City Chiefs going in? It's actually, you know, not to spoil anything, but
who's the Chiefs? Who's the Chiefs killer? That's Burrow.
It is.
That's Burrow.
No, he's nice, dude.
Burrow's nice. Listen, healthy. Joe Burrow's a problem.
Look, and we've talked.
Joe Cool. That kid's a problem.
Joe Cool.
Joe Cool.
Joe Shiesty.
Joe Shiesty. Joe Cool, man.
And then obviously, it's no mystery that sometimes when you have players that have been playing together for a long time, it can build that chemistry and lead it then into professional sports, and it's a problem. We've seen it now with the Knicks. You know, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, playing all at Villanova. You got that same situation here with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow both playing together at LSU. It's something nice to see when it's done the right way. Emphasis on when it is done the right way. Can they protect him this year? How serious is the longevity of his injuries, and how is that going to affect him? I believe that the Bengals re-signed Jake Browning, if I'm not mistaken. If you can check on that really quick, I'd love to confirm that. But if they did, I don't blame them, because that is such a good backup quarterback to talk about. And
he's a Bengal.
He's a Bengal.
He's a Bengal.
That's a smart move, you know, because that might tell me, if they were so quick to re-sign him, that, hey, maybe we don't know exactly how secure we have Joe Burrow.
Well, you don't. I mean, secure-wise in the sense of, is Joe Burrow going anywhere? No.
Right.
However, is Joe Burrow staying on the field?
Yeah.
That's a different question.
The best ability, availability.
100%, man.
It's true.
So, you know, at the end of the day, obviously, Jake Browning can get the job done if need be.
We've seen
so, it is what it is. I mean, clearly you want Joe Burrow to be the guy.
Right, because at his best is way better than anything Jake Browning has showed us at their best, without a doubt.
But
on every level.
But however, man, Bengals have high expectations if healthy, dude.
Yeah.
But that's been their problem.
Yeah.
That's been their problem, is staying healthy. So they're a team that's gonna have to prove it. They're gonna have to show. But give me Kansas City.
Yeah, I agree with you. Give me Kansas City by a touchdown. Because the Bengals' defense is not really too crazy to brag about either. I think the Chiefs' defense, if it is exactly where it was at last year, is something to worry about. I think that they can really shut that down, especially if there's only one offensive weapon to worry about.
Also, look at what week this is as well.
This is week 2.
Week 2.
It's week 2.
So week 2,
they would have had just played the Ravens week 1. Coming off the Ravens, a good defense.
Coming off a loss to the Ravens.
It's interesting. It's interesting to think about, because then, you know, obviously the Chiefs coming off a loss, if they did come off a loss, they're looking to smack somebody. And who better to smack than, you know, one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So that's how I'm feeling about that. What do you think?
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
And you know what? Not for nothing.
Give me the Chiefs.
I couldn't tell you who the starting running back for the Bengals.
Yo, how many primetime games do the Chiefs have? All of them?
They're the Chiefs, bro, and they just won the chip.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? They got to do that. It's kind of like, you know, we were talking about Caitlin Clark and all that, and how they gave them all those games, even though it's just because it's the team to talk about now, bro. Yeah. So I want to go really quick into the depth chart for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
Oh, this is something important that we didn't talk about. It's probably important to know in general. Their starting running back is Zach Moss now.
Yeah.
From Indianapolis.
Is he better than Joe Mixon?
He was last year.
He was.
And you know what? I'm not going to say that he got the playtime he deserved, because there was that whole situation going on about, you know, is he going to start over JT, and how important is that? And, you know, you can't really take that spot from him if he is active, but he was doing his job. more so than a lot of running backs that we could bring up right now in the NFL. So I'm excited to see what he looks like in the span of a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Can he fill in that gap? Obviously, Joe Mixon was dealing with a lot of injury issues throughout the span of his career as a Bengal. So is this going to be something we're a little more excited to see? Joe Burrow is still listed as questionable if you look on ESPN.
Wow.
So you never know, man. It can get really interesting over there really fast. I really.
So give me the spread. Just to. You know what? Give me the spread at. I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs at -10.
There you go.
I don't think Joe Burrow is gonna be. I think if he does play, he's gonna be more than a year removed from playing a game.
True.
You know what I mean? Who knows what his activity is right now? Who knows when the last time he's thrown a football?
Right.
So it's like, and I'm not saying obviously these guys are all professionals and things like that, but you know, chemistry and you know all those the way your body feels and you know like you have like those. Sometimes you play timid.
Yep.
When you first come back from an injury.
Yeah, when you get scared from the injury, the momentum of the game, you're not prepared for it. 100%. It kind of slows you down or something like that.
So you know, and the Chiefs' defense, you know. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Last year. So
amazing. And you know what? I want to mention this really quick before we jump into the next one. And whenever someone has an injury, you always think to yourself, okay, maybe this is something they can go through. But this was a surgically repaired right wrist. This is his throwing wrist.
Yeah.
That's nothing to play around with, you know?
Yeah.
You know, no pun intended, play around. Haha, it's a game. But needless to say, as of May 7th, he was quoted saying, I don't ever know how it's going to feel the next day, but it feels good to be back on the field. It was a torn ligament in his right wrist. It's not even like, you know, it's not like something
you got to like
minor. Even if it was his left wrist, you would have been like, okay, at least he doesn't have to. It's his throwing hand.
I mean, listen, if Aaron Rodgers at 40.
Oh, man. Sorry. My nose is super itchy, bro. Sorry. I have no idea why.
Well, never mind. It's a family show. We're just playing.
Please.
If Aaron Rodgers can come back from an Achilles injury at 40, then Joe Burrow should probably come back, right?
Of course.
As good as new or even better, whatever, at his age. So I'm not worried about that in the long run, that injury. But like I said, in the beginning, sometimes you're a little shell-shocked. You come back, you know. Maybe you're afraid to take a hit, right, that you would normally – you know, you might be afraid to, you know, stay in that pocket. Joe Burrow is not the most mobile.
Right.
He moves a little bit, but he's not the most mobile. He likes to stay in the pocket.
Right.
So you never know, man. And he's already been injured a couple of times. So how was that affecting your psyche? How was that affecting, you know, how you're playing? Like, are you know, because that's got to be in your back of your mind.
That's interesting. You know, that's not really a word you usually hear coincided with professional sports, your psyche. But it's true, man. Like, you know, when you're like, tuned in with how your body feels and exactly what's going on, you're a little, like you said, a little more confidence in making that throw,
100%.
In turning around on the run, you know, wheeling out of that pocket. You know what I mean? God forbid, you know, he has to wheel out to his right. There's a DN coming at him on his right. He's not going to want to try to get it out over that player. God forbid, what if he hits him in the wrist the wrong way?
Right.
Obviously, players have, especially quarterbacks, have a little less to worry about with this whole hip tackle ban, what have you, and what that's going to do to the game in general. That's also interesting to see how that's going to go, especially with these star quarterbacks coming back from all these injuries. But it's going to be interesting nonetheless. Now, this is important. I don't know if you heard this, but this is something I saw. The next game that we're talking about, another Kansas City game. Whoopee, right? Whatever. You want to talk about old
big
people
surprise.
Words, you know? Peas and carrots. The Christmas
butternut squash.
I think that what? This is wrong.
Chiefs and Steelers.
Yeah,
week 16.
I know, but are you looking at look Chiefs and Steelers?
Yeah,
and then we'll look at the next one, Chiefs and Texans. I'm just looking at this right now. You see that, right?
I do see that.
How could the Chiefs be playing
on the same day?
On the same day.
12/25, week 16 Wednesday. So maybe it hasn't.
So maybe one of these isn't as accurate. You know, this list is from NFL.com. Just gonna throw this out there. This is not personal information.
Don't look at us like we're looking crazy.
We know we're big CBS sports guys.
How big is your CBS?
How big is your CBS? Yo, we could end up making that a quote on. You know, we're gonna leave that right there.
All right.
So, this means that obviously the Chiefs are gonna play on Christmas Day, regardless. It might be against the Steelers or the Texans, right?
Right.
But the interesting thing, I don't know if you saw this, is that the NFL made a deal with Christmas games. So now they're going to be aired on Christmas Day on Netflix.
I saw that.
That is super interesting.
Listen, Netflix is not playing around.
They're not.
Well, you know what? That doesn't necessarily surprise me because obviously Netflix has some type of a deal with the NFL because of these shows that are coming out, right? Quarterbacks.
Right.
And all those stuff like that. So they've got something in the works.
Especially the Chiefs because Pat Mahomes was on that show.
Exactly. So that's actually a very good connection to make. Patrick Mahomes was on that show.
It's almost as if I know.
It's almost.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Got a little.
We like the outburst.
Right.
Hey. We like him. So, but yeah. So with that being said, yeah, man, Netflix is they've definitely got something brewing. Listen, you've got games that are played on Amazon, right? Amazon Prime 100%. And stuff like that.
NBA games get played on Max.
And look, the NFL's looking to get to that 18th game.
Yep.
Right. That just means open slots. Probably if I could see a game being played like on I think Fridays is probably going to be the new thing, you know. Yep. I could see Netflix taking that Friday spot.
Not a bad move at all. Hey, you know what? Isn't it ironic? You have Netflix, right? Everybody has Netflix.
Come on.
Just decided to throw it out there. Hey, I might as well ask
you. It comes with most phone plans.
That's facts. So with that being said, I think it's interesting to think about how isn't it ironic that right before they make this deal to have NFL games on Netflix, they just put some commercials on Netflix. So mix that up with like a sponsorship deal with Netflix combined with the NFL. Now you get those sponsor brands that Netflix has. No, excuse me. You get those sponsor brands that NFL already has that air on live TV. You get to put those on Netflix. You don't lose any money off of that. Looks like it's making a little sense.
Yeah, I mean Netflix is already paying. They already raised the price not too long ago too.
Yeah, they raised the price and now we have commercials.
It all makes sense.
It's all a scam. But look, at least on Amazon, you already had commercials. You already had this. You already had that. So it's kind of lining up. Let's just have this for fun. Why don't you? So if they were to play on Christmas Day, either against the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Houston Texans, who would you want to see? If that's even like a no-brainer.
Oh man, that's tough because I guess against the Chiefs, I'd want to see the Texans because I think it'd be a better game.
Of course.
I think it'd be a better game. That doesn't mean that I'm not curious on how the Steelers are going to look.
100%. You want to see what Justin Fields looks like.
I'm really curious on how they're going to use Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
If they're going to bring him in for maybe some wildcat stuff or who knows, you know what I mean?
That's what I hope out of them.
You know what I mean? Like some who knows, playoffs, who knows,
right?
How they're going to utilize them, but I'm super curious on that because like I said before on a previous show, I do believe that if anybody could do something with Justin Fields, it's Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, 100%.
Same thing with Russell Wilson. So just because of like scheme, I know they're going to be defense oriented and stuff like that. So,
right.
But regardless of the fact, so I am still curious on how they look. But if I want to sit there and watch a game on Christmas Day with my family and everybody, Texans,
100%.
Chiefs and Texans.
You get
CJ Stroud is a
Joe
dog.
Mixon on that new team. CJ Stroud. You got Stephon Diggs over there mixed with all the receivers they already had. He just won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is he going to do it again? Oh, my God. He has that
By that time, you've got playoff implications already.
Yeah,
Week 16.
It's already like, wrapping up the regular season.
Yeah.
So I think that if the Texans are where they were last season, you'd want the Texans. But if both of them are not really competitive, God forbid,
Yeah.
I think I'd rather see Pittsburgh, honestly. Because, look, right now, if you look at – obviously, no one knows what Pittsburgh is going to produce, right? Mm-hmm. I would hope myself that they kind of steer that whole quarterback situation into like a Drew Brees, Taysom Hill kind of situation, where how like Drew Brees would come in and he would like make certain passes, and when they plan to run the ball, they give it to the other guy. He would kind of like get it off for like a couple yards. Taysom Hill was nothing to play around, especially if you had him in fantasy. So it wouldn't surprise me if they kind of like brought Justin Fields in to get a couple yards or maybe played him off because he could still pass the ball. On paper, they still have a lot of weapons. They got Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Corrado Patterson, George Pickens, Denzel Mims, Calvin Austin III. Like, they got some pieces over there that if the quarterback situation was figured out in Pittsburgh, it could get scary, especially under a strong coach like that. Look, we can't talk any sugar, honey, iced tea, some might say, about, hey, I didn't say it, YouTube, leave me alone.
Shorty is the sugar, honey, iced tea.
You like that one? So we can't talk anything bad about the Steelers. They made the playoffs and we didn't. At the end of the day,
But I'm trying to figure out here why
it shows two of them, right?
Well, they're both AFC teams, so I'm guessing maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe depending on where the playoff standings is or whatever.
Maybe around that time. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But then again, we'll find out. I mean, but then again, no. We should find out tonight regardless.
Yeah, either way, we're talking about it now, but by the time the episode comes out, you can already go and check with the actual full schedule, see what it actually is, and make your own decisions by then. So,
right.
With that being said,
international games?
I think it's time for us to go into the international games. So, this one's interesting. Obviously, this one was very well publicized by the media. Game in Brazil.
Sao
Paulo, Brazil. You got the Green Bay Packers at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time against the Eagles.
Aaron on Peacock.
Yep, there you go. Peacock and NFL Plus. So, I think this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that obviously the Packers are in a different place right now. Obviously, they have Josh Jacobs coming into the running back position. They no longer have Aaron Jones. You got Jordan Love coming back from a very obviously they didn't go farther than other teams, but I would say he had a successful season and postseason. He was really looking to be something interesting, but at the same time, they're playing against Philly, who had arguably the best draft out of the NFL. There was a lot of question marks going into the season about who their head coach is going to be. Then the head coach came back. You got A.J. Brown still looking healthy. You got Devontae Smith still looking good. You got Jalen Hurts.
You got Jason Kelce, who's officially been announced.
Yeah, no longer on the team.
No, but I was saying that he's officially on ESPN now.
Oh, yeah.
As an analyst.
Oh, there you go. So, that'd be interesting if they let him speak a little bit on this team. Ask him if he can speak a little Portuguese for the people. But that's never going to happen.
Why would he speak Portuguese?
It's in Brazil.
No, but
it's in Brazil.
I know that.
They speak Portuguese in Brazil.
I know that. Jason Kelce's Brazilian?
No, but if he's going to talk about on any game, any international game they want to have him on there talking about a little something, it would be a game for the Eagles, no?
Oh, okay.
That's all I meant about that.
Oh,
I'm not trying to insinuate that I felt
no,
that
I don't know.
I
don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why I felt like you said that he was going to call the game in Portuguese.
Well, I feel like I would love to hear that attempt of him trying to do so. I mean, I don't know. One of my favorite things, maybe it's weird, I love trying to hear people speaking a language they don't know. It just makes me laugh. But, we'll leave that right there. I feel like, both these teams are something interesting, especially with all the new changes. Obviously, the Eagles no longer have DeAndre Swift, but they have Saquon Barkley. So that's another interesting move for them and how they're going to compete in that way. Obviously, there was all those things, about like Saquon Barkley trying to beg Kelce to stay one more year to try and, keep that line strong. Mm-hmm. They still have a decent line. Don't get it twisted. There's no reason to believe that they won't be successful in that end of the game, but definitely going to be a good one. If I were to guess, I'm going to go ahead and say in Brazil.
Listen, all I'm going to say real quick is every running back wishes that their quarterback looked at them the way Jalen Hurts looks at Saquon Barkley.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So
Jalen Hurts saw that one hoop earring, and he was like,
oh, my God. The hoop earring, and he squats 600? Sheesh.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Video. They had him in that squatting video.
Yeah.
And Saquon, like, yo, I'm not going to lie to you,
Jalen Hurts is just back there like a proud dad.
Yeah, he's like, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
That's my boy right there.
My boy.
So, I think Philly wins this game, man.
Yeah.
I got to tell you. Obviously, they have the stronger defense between the two. I think their offensive weapons have already been, kind of crystallized on what it is that makes that team so great. They had that amazing record last year.
I'm going to go with Green Bay.
I don't blame you either.
I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Yeah, I think this team can go either way.
I think that Philly did have a very good draft. Obviously, they retained some key pieces. Right? The receiving core.
Right.
To put in the forefront. But
they got Bryce Huff.
I don't know, man. I really liked what I saw with Green Bay, and I think that clearly Jordan Love has taken the next step or is ready to take the next step, whatever, right? So
the organization has trusted him with that next step.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay. Spread wise, I'm not quite sure. I just have a feeling.
Okay.
I just look at this game and I see Green Bay. So,
look, I think nobody can guess how well Barkley's really going to do in Philly.
Yeah.
But if they can perform, it's kind of like the same situation as Derrick Henry. There's these running backs that go into a whole new organization that were supposed to be so amazing. Are they going to be that amazing? And I think that's the really big question mark for what is coming up in Philly. We already know they could pass the ball.
Yeah.
We already know they have A.J. Brown. We already know they have Devontae Smith. We already know they have these guys that can catch the ball down the field. Now you got...
Well, their strength, I mean, we do know that they can throw the ball, but their strength was really the running game, was it not? Wasn't that where they tried to make their bread and butter in a way?
Yes, especially with Jalen Hurts on his legs, and a mix of, but that running back that made them so great is not there anymore.
Well,
so
that's why you go get Saquon.
Of course. But that's where the question mark lies, is it?
Because a healthy Saquon is better than DeAndre Swift.
A healthy Saquon, which is a big question mark to have. We haven't seen a healthy Saquon.
I mean, last year he was pretty healthy, was he not?
Yeah, but as a Giant, what does that do for you?
I think he missed like 2-3 games tops.
He was supposed to miss like 6. I remember that.
Yeah.
He had like a leg injury of some sort.
Right.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it doesn't shock me ever when Saquon Barkley has a leg issue. Have you seen that man's quads, bro?
That should shock you.
Yo, no.
How do you get a leg injury?
Because they look like they're gonna pop out of his skin, bro. It looks like.
Clearly he works out. Clearly he never skips a leg day.
No. He might skip other days just to do more legs. Like, I think he's living reverse psychology.
I don't need any chest today.
Chest not. Look, I do push-ups at home. Yo, set up the squat bar really quick. Line it up. No, his quads look like someone took a Thanksgiving turkey, right, and put it in a book sock. Remember book socks? When we were kids, they used to make you. They didn't want you to have the hardcover out, so they'd make you wear like the sleeve, whatever. It looks like a fully grown turkey in a book sock, and they were like, "All right, you're good."
Okay.
I don't know. So it doesn't surprise me that he has all these injuries, especially after being a Giant for so long, dealing with all the issues that they had on their O-line. So
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I got Philly.
I'm taking Green Bay.
So another game that's interesting to us. Wait, hold up. Hit him one time. There you go. You got the Jets in London, Tottenham Stadium. Yo, I don't know why I can't get that to stand by itself, man. It only listens to you. It doesn't listen to me. Oh, it's gonna fall. Oh. That's why it needs a chair.
Well, you also need to stop jinxing it. Get on with the show.
Wait, look. Hey, man, look. No. Look, I take care of my quarterback first. Gotta just make sure.
Are you a receiver or lineman?
Hey,
pick one.
Either one takes care of him. I might just be,
You can be a tight.
I'll even be the water boy. You need some water? All right. So look, playing in London.
Yeah.
Brof. 9:30 in the morning.
Wait, did you call me brof?
Brof, in it, Top Boy, in
it,
Peaky Blinders. You ever seen that show? Look,
back in the bit.
Look, back in the jiffy. Cheerio. I want to tell you, 9:30 in the morning, bright and early against the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo-wee. I love those games, though. I love them.
Of course, man. Of course. And to see the Jets.
Wait for football!
If I'm not mistaken.
No, oh my God! Sorry, I just had like a little.
No. It's gonna be a really fun season to watch.
I can't fucking wait, yo.
If I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the last time that we played in England, was maybe like 2018 or 19 against the Dolphins. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
You do remember that.
I do.
That was still like I think Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold. It was that team, right? Mm-hmm. So to see them go up against the Vikings, we've been having a lot of talks about the Vikings and how successful they're really going to be. How good is J.J. McCarthy going to be by week 5 as a starter? Excuse me. Wow.
We're gonna be on that ass.
No, but I got to tell you.
No
Diddy. All right, is this going to be the part of the game where Sam Darnold's use as a Viking is really going to explode? He'll be like, hey, they like to run the slant right here. He'll be on the side.
No, because Sam Darnold was there when Adam Gase was there.
Yeah.
And Adam Gase didn't know.
Sam Darnold didn't even know the plays when he was a Jet.
Adam Gase didn't know the plays when he was the coach.
Man, yo, you want to talk about I don't know about you. I think Adam Gase is my least favorite NFL Jets coach ever. Look,
How could it not be?
I agree.
He was the worst coach we've ever had.
I agree.
The worst coach we've ever had.
But needless to say, they still have some pieces. They still got Justin Jefferson. They'll have Jordan Addison. They'll have Aaron Jones in the backfield. They still got T.J. Hawkinson.
Yeah, but somebody's got to throw them the ball.
It's true. Now that
with a whole bunch of pressure on him.
Right. And I can sing the same song about rookie quarterbacks every day, all day. You already know how I feel.
I know. We all know how you
feel. However, there is a lot of question marks with these rookie quarterbacks because there was a high drafted quarterback class this NFL draft. So, you have reason to believe that some of them might explode. Is J.J. McCarthy one of them?
I think, like, historically, it's more busts than there are booms.
Of course.
So,
of course.
Again, I guess it's going to have to be, you're going to have to show me. But right now, I know what the Jets defense can do.
Right.
Because it's the same defense we had last year.
Right.
If not better.
There you go.
So with that being said, J.J. McCarthy is going to have some work behind him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not quite sure. I don't think the Vikings have a bad defensive line, but they're also not the best either.
No, they're not.
So, hey, man.
I think the Jets got that one.
I think the Jets got that one,
Come on, man. Look, and I don't want to jinx nobody.
I can't wait till the schedule comes out so we can make, like, our, like, predictions. Because I got us winning.
Hey, look.
I want to win.
If anything, maybe one of the next episodes coming up, we can break down, the Jets schedule, maybe the Giants schedule. Keep New York a little content.
I need 11 wins.
Yeah, I think so too.
I need 11.
I think. Well, look. I had this conversation. We could leave it here and then we'll take it forward. But I think the Jets probably touch 11, or the Giants probably touch like
6,
7, 6. Yeah, around that number, something like that. They don't touch 500.
We'll see.
But
we'll give them a.
The Jets win that one, and I think it'll be by a lot, not by a little. So,
what about these other games? Do we care?
I want to mention one of the Jacksonville games because Jacksonville plays really well internationally.
They love playing international.
They love that international game. So there's 2. They already gave them 2 this year. We'll talk about. You know what? I don't care about them playing the Pats. So. We're going to talk about the Jaguars playing against the Chicago Bears. Week 6, October 13th. Bright and early, Tottenham Stadium, same as the Jets.
I know why I'm watching that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm watching that too. Yeah, no, without a doubt. If there's any rookie quarterback to be excited to play, especially in England, it's him. So another team that has a couple pieces. You want to see how well they do with someone throwing them the ball successfully. You got DeAndre Swift. You got Cole Kmet. You got
Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore's still there.
That's a lot of pieces.
DJ Moore still being there is such nasty work.
Yeah, bro.
Because he's a dog, yo.
Yeah, but I think there's something that's being built in Chicago. If there's any team that is turning nothing into something in that division, the Lions are already nice.
Which is another reason that Green Bay's got to be good.
They have to be. If they're the most solidified team in that division right now, and that's
more so than the Lions.
Oh, the Lions are in that division. Yeah, no. It goes
Lions, Green Bay.
Yeah, Lions, Green Bay, Chicago.
No, I would say Lions, Green Bay, Vikings, Chicago. Because Chicago, that's all new pieces. We're talking established, or we're talking talent.
I guess we could say how in the rankings of how good you think they'll be next season. I have more faith in Chicago next season than I do in Minnesota. I do.
2 rookie QBs.
2 rookie QBs, but Chicago has more pieces.
Chicago has more pieces, but the Vikings already know how they want to play. They know their scheme. Yeah. They know their scheme. I feel like they're gonna have to make a scheme.
Do you trust J.J. McCarthy more than Caleb Williams though? Going into this season coming up, that's hard, man.
J.J. McCarthy just won his freaking championship.
But he had Harbaugh as a coach.
True, but hey, he's done more than Caleb Williams so far in his football career.
That's true. It's true.
So I'm not saying that he's gonna be better,
right?
But it's hard to give a prediction either way.
Of course,
honestly,
it's all big what ifs.
And I don't think J.J. McCarthy's better than Caleb,
right?
But I do think that J.J. McCarthy's in a better situation in the sense of their head coach knows exactly what they want to do. Right. Their head coach is proven to know what he's doing with that offense, given the right pieces. Mm-hmm. He coached Kirk Cousins to his best statistical season ever.
Right.
So I can't put the Bears above the Vikings until I see it.
And that's fair. But either of those teams are not better than Jacksonville as of right now, I would say. I don't know about you. I'm a big Trevor Lawrence advocate.
Yeah, I've been trying to advocate for Trevor Lawrence for a while now because I feel like he was that guy that we should have drafted.
Right.
But
you're kind of glad you didn't?
No. I'm not glad I didn't because I mean, we'll see.
I mean, you don't think we're better off now than we would have been if he
we'll
was drafted?
We'll see. Aaron Rodgers hasn't even played a game, has he?
That's true.
He played 4 snaps.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying.
So I don't know.
Now, they lost Calvin Ridley, obviously.
Yeah.
But now they have Gabe Davis. You got Trevor Lawrence coming back fully healthy. Like I said.
Evan Ingram.
Had
his best season, I believe.
Yeah, had his most receptions, I believe, last season after leaving the Giants.
Yep.
Got Etienne, which is also an amazing pass catcher and running back that they got coming out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I think that, and I said this during the season last season, but I think this is the first season that Trevor Lawrence really figured it out, that really put it together. It's what we really expected out of him coming out of Clemson. This is like a really big move for that whole organization. So to see them play against a not-so-secure Chicago, I think they take the win on that, especially internationally. That's like their bread and butter. So yeah. I got Jacksonville without a doubt.
I'm going to take the Bears just to be contrarian.
Fine. We'll leave that there. And then,
nobody cares about Jacksonville Patriots.
No one does. And then, we could bring it up really quick. Horrible against even worse. You got New York Giants. We got New York Giants against the Carolina Panthers, 9:30 in the morning. Let me tell you, I might not
Garbage against hot garbage.
No, yeah, for real.
We'll let you determine which one is which.
Yeah, honestly, if we could rank right now, we could, and you could answer it. Feel free to. Do you think the Giants or the Panthers are going to be worse come up next season? So we'll see about that. I could care less about this game.
Is it crazy if I think Giants are going to do worse than the Panthers?
No, that's not crazy.
I think the Panthers are going to have a better season.
I think it's really interesting to see what Bryce Young is going to do this season coming up. After having the worst record in football, you got to expect that he has some sort of chip on his shoulder.
There's a lot of stuff going on in Carolina.
There's a lot of stuff going on. They just traded away that pick for number 1, the one that they gave for Caleb Williams. So you got to wonder, what is Carolina really doing? No one really knows for sure, but I can tell you right now, as far as the depth chart goes, Bryce Young is their starter, the backup's Andy Dalton. They still got Chuba Hubbard, and Miles Sanders. Their wide receivers, from Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson is now in Carolina.
He needed to get out of Pittsburgh.
And Adam Thielen really didn't have too bad of a season as far as, what their record was. You can argue that none of them had a good season. But regardless, I think that hopefully, Bryce Young can build a little more chemistry, turn it into something better. You don't want to wish bad season on anyone, especially on the coast. But I could care less about the Giants. So
whether I think they're going to do bad is, an entirely different thing. Do I wish bad on anybody? No, obviously not.
Right. And,
but I do think the Giants stink. So
just for fun, we already went through the Jets draft. Maybe the first schedule we should go through the full thing just to throw it in their face. Should be the Giants.
Yeah, why not?
I think that might be the next moves. Obviously it'll be out by 8:00. It's 7:23 right now. Within a half hour, I could tell you right now if they're going to win over 7 games. So. But on that note, that's all the league games we have so far. So we're doing well on that. Let's see what else we wanted to talk about really quick.
Should we talk about a little basketball? Should we get a little keeping score going on?
We can look. Keeping scores next. I got one more little bullet point I want to hit them with. Just because we know this now. They didn't come out with the season yet. They didn't come out with the schedule. However, they did come out with a probability of how hard your schedule is.
Yes.
Percentage.
Yes.
Just to throw this out there. Just to throw this out there. The Jets got ranked the 15th hardest schedule.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful thing to hear, especially considering that I feel like the Jets had a really hard schedule last year. So finally get a little alleviation from that. We said it before, the Browns were ranked the hardest schedule, but the easiest schedule was given to the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
Now, that's exciting, I would say, for Atlanta because after all the great moves that they did offseason, obviously now they have Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix Jr., all the pieces that they got in the offseason. To give them an easy schedule, I wish them nothing but the best. So,
With the second hardest schedule, Baltimore Ravens.
I don't doubt it. But that's a team that can handle one of the hardest schedules. So I think that they deserve it.
Chicago Bears,
the third hardest,
third easiest.
I think they need that too.
That plays in well for them.
Yeah, for sure. If you let's just throw out, can you give me the top 5 hardest?
Top 5 hardest?
Hardest schedules. Let's see it really quick.
Cleveland Browns.
Number 1.
Baltimore Ravens.
Number 2.
Steelers.
3.
Texans.
Number 4. Ooh.
Packers.
Oh, wow.
And then Giants sitting at number 6, by the way.
After they're going to be on Hard Knocks, it's going to be a hard knock life for the Giants.
It's a hard knock life.
No hope. So, with that being said, like you said, there's no more football for us to run through right now. Let's go right into keeping score. Cue the music! So here we are, fresh back in like we never left. I want to bring up something, if you don't mind me.
I already know what you're gonna bring up, because that's how I was gonna start it off. But I'm gonna let you get.
Please.
Of course, please.
David, can I please?
Please.
Golden State, the Bay Area, officially gets their first WNBA team. Can we clap that up really quick?
Clap it up, man. What are they called?
The Golden State Valkyrie.
Right. That's
which
cool.
is interesting because obviously a Valkyrie is considered a woman warrior.
A woman warrior.
The men's obviously NBA Golden State Warriors.
Did you ever play God of War? The newest one?
No.
Ooh.
No. I'm not a single player kind of player.
Okay.
I like to play games with my friends. I'm an
RPG kind of guy. I'm a role-playing kind of guy.
Okay. I get too distracted. I'll be in the middle of playing by myself. I'm like, yo, where are my boys at right now, bro? Like, let me.
I mean, some of those games, man, like.
No, I know they're interesting. The story itself,
No, I mean like some of those games you actually can, like, your boys can pull up. Like Ghost of Tsushima has. Anyway, I don't even know what we're talking about. Whoa,
it's exciting.
Whoa.
No, I got you. Look, we got into basketball. You got a little excited. Your brain started running. I understand. So I think it's good for them. Congrats to the Bay Area. Obviously, arguably one of the most successful areas in basketball in the last 5 years.
Huge fans over
with
there.
Steph and Clay and the dynasty that they have had in Golden State.
Crazy fan
They
base.
deserved some recognition in the women's NBA. So big ups to them. Speaking about what's going on with them, I heard that opening day for WNBA was yesterday, right, David?
Yes, it was.
What do you got for us, man?
Well, before I do that, since we're talking about big ups, I want to say big ups to Vince Carter.
Yes. Yep.
Can we please?
Yeah, we definitely could.
Listen.
We definitely could.
I'm a Laker fan.
Without a doubt.
But I've been in Jersey for quite some time.
Wait, how do you do it? How do you do it?
What is that?
L.A.?
Yeah.
L.A.?
You feel me? However, I've been to quite a few Nets games.
Yeah.
And those Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Richard Jefferson days.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man. Come on, dude. Like,
super nasty.
Come on.
So, and you know what? That was obviously, this is when he was in New Jersey. People were like, "Oh my God, aren't they?" No, we're talking about his success
New Jersey
as
Nets,
a New Jersey
Prudential
Nets.
Center type vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Vince Carter, from the moment he got drafted, was a spectacular player.
Yeah.
Vince Carter, to me, has always had, his skill set is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
He could shoot,
he could dunk,
jump, defend. Like, Vince Carter's nice as hell.
He used to steal a lot.
Like he's nice as hell.
Yeah,
like Vince Carter, it's like, so however you want to slice it. So this is great to see. He's an analyst now. He's working on TNT, which is some other news actually. Not to take away from giving Vince Carter's flowers, but TNT, I think that it's gonna be no more.
What?
The NBA just signed a contract with NBC to get the games.
Oh, so they're not gonna air games on TNT anymore.
So those TNT games are gone. So I don't know what. I don't know what that means. It's been finalized, so I don't know what that means. I think this is the last season. I don't know what that means for Charles, Shaq, Kenny, Ernie.
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of hard. I mean, I'm sure they're not gonna get rid of them.
I'm gonna have to look some more into it.
It's not gonna be the season of getting rid of all the old players and filling in with the new ones. The same way they're doing in NFL. But
hey, I mean, but that's the thing. They have contracts with TNT.
Right.
They don't have contracts with NBC. You know what I mean?
True.
So who knows how that's gonna work? I'm gonna have to look more into it, and I definitely next episode will have more information for you. But that's definitely something that's happening right now, and it's kind of tough to see because sometimes like I would stay up. Game's over at 1:00 in the morning already. I'm watching the Laker game, and I'm up till 1:30, 2:00 still because I want to hear inside the NBA because these guys are hilarious, and I'm not gonna say they're the most insightful because sometimes Shaq just be like, "You gotta win." You know what I mean? And he ain't saying, "Oh, all right, so you gotta be tougher than that." Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not even doing anything, but you're not saying anything, Shaq. But regardless, but you're funny. So
you gotta win those games, man.
You gotta win. You gotta be tougher than that. Jokic, SGA should have been MVP. Hey, you gotta be tougher.
There's games where you play basketball. They were playing basketball out there today.
They were playing Chuck, shut up. Like, you know what I mean?
But you're right. When you're right, you're right.
So with that being said, but back to Vince Carter.
For real.
Deserves it. Hall of Famer. You know, didn't get to win a ring.
Of course.
He actually went to that Mavericks team after they won.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
Because I actually thought that they had a chance to like repeat, but he was already on the back end of his,
like the
career
that whole run with Dirk and all that.
Yeah, and he stayed in the league for a while. He played for the Hawks.
It was like 22 years he was in the NBA for?
He was in the league for a while, man. And
he retired a Hawk, right?
He could probably still 360 dunk right now.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not joking.
No, for real. I've heard that before too.
So
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason you feel that maybe his number should have been retired with the Raptors instead of the Nets?
Now that's something that I'm glad that you brought up because I was talking to my coworker about it.
Right.
He did get drafted by Toronto.
He did.
So
and that team was nasty too.
That team, Tracy McGrady was on. They drafted Tracy McGrady.
Muggsy Bogues.
So I mean, I'm not quite sure. He didn't win anything. He also didn't win anything.
Arming the rim was Toronto.
Technically, he didn't win anything with the Nets. Well, he didn't win the big one. They did win. They did go to some conference finals and stuff like that. So in conference championships. So they do have that. So
yeah, they went farther in New Jersey than they ever did in Toronto.
But yeah. So with that being said,
that was all right. So it's farther. When do you use farther?
It's further.
So farther is not a word.
Farther is a word, but farther has to do with I believe farther has to do with time. Further has to do with distance. It's one of the. It's
is that how that works?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You're blowing my mind.
Or it's the other way. Or farther has to do with distance, and further has to do with time.
So I believe
in the
conversation of sports.
Yeah.
Which one is time and which one is distance?
Why would it change?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking you. Because you're saying time, right? So as time passes in the NBA season, or are you saying distance as in, people say in sports, you go the distance, right?
Well, I guess.
So which one is it really, though?
I think in that instance that we were just using, I think it was further.
All right. You're teaching me something now. Let's go.
But anyway.
I'm sorry.
We digress. This is like, anyway, we start talking and we
right. Get
anyway,
lost. How long were we talking about a spider last episode? Be for real.
Yeah, right. So Vince Carter, congratulations.
Yep.
Big ups to him.
Yep.
We love that. WNBA.
Talk it.
Caitlin Clark, we know that she's, the golden child right now.
Right.
But with that being said, man, the WNBA is giving her a little bit of a tough schedule.
Yeah, of course.
Like they're
all
not
those primetime games come with hard
matchups.
Yeah,
like they're not playing around. Clearly, they've given them. I have the schedule here. They're playing pretty much the top teams all month. Like they played the Suns last night. They got the Liberty tomorrow. Liberty again on Sunday. The Suns again. Next
Sun.
Monday, the Connecticut Suns.
The Sun.
The Connecticut Sun?
I think it's just the Connecticut Sun.
It is Connecticut Sun.
It's farther. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Connecticut Sun.
Because the Suns is Phoenix, which is not to be confused with. I just want to make sure there's separation.
But they know that we're talking about the WNBA.
That's like saying the Miami Heats.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I guess it is. The Miami Heat.
Yeah, it's
the
Miami
Connecticut
Heat.
Sun.
The Utah Jazzes.
Lakers? You don't say that.
No, like the Los Angeles Laker.
Who's that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, I hear you, but...
So you just got to make sure that's the Connecticut Sun.
Are you good? Did you get it off?
Listen, I had to.
It
was on me.
You got to correct me. Are you done?
Listen, I just wanted to make sure.
You got to correct me. Are you done?
This is keeping score. We just want to keep the right score is all I'm saying. Yes or no? That's all I'm saying. But it's off. Please continue. Forgive me.
They've got a tough schedule.
Oh, without a doubt.
All right, and it's no surprise. Caitlin Clark, she's like I said, the golden child. She's supposed to be the face, but she didn't have that good of a game. She did have 20 points.
Yep.
10 turnovers, though.
Yeah.
Those 10 turnovers was the most ever in a rookie's debut, and also the most in the Indiana Fever's franchise history.
Which is kind of crazy.
So,
in your season opener.
So that's already a bad mark, a bad stat to have. You know what I mean? Like all-time turnover leader, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But she'll also most likely be the all-time scoring leader and all that stuff too when it's all said and done.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Knock on wood.
You would wish the best for it, especially
with
the what's the word I'm looking for? With the stature of how great she was in college 100%. And how it translates into the NBA. I would say the last player to come out of the NBA that kind of had this same level of fame or expectations being so high is probably Zion.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a player that came out of college like, yo, this is the next big da-da-da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I wanted to just mention this really quick. She played 32 minutes, 20 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. Like you said, 10 turnovers, 36% from the three-point line. Well, you could say, and people are going to say, and I'll say, this is a welcome to professional sports kind of moment for her. And obviously that transition from the NCAA into professional sports is always going to be different, just how it is in any professional sport.
Always. There's always a gap.
Yeah.
Don't ever think that in any sport, because you see somebody being, extremely dominant. Very rarely are you extremely dominant in college.
Yeah.
And you come out in the NBA and you're extremely dominant.
Of course.
It rarely happens that way. It takes a couple years, usually.
So in that same frame, I don't think that the Fever should be worried.
No, I don't think
At
so.
all.
I mean, but this is what we do. We got to talk about it. We got to let you guys know. And, I think that she's going to turn it around. Right, once she starts getting her feet wet and she's going to start getting more footing.
And splash away. I got to call her that all season long. I have to. And splash away. I saw it on Instagram and it's been stuck in my head ever since.
So what's better, and splash away or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Oh, in college, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is great.
But
that nickname is fantastic.
But the thing is that if he, I don't know what's gonna happen with him. If he does go to the NBA, right? I would hope and pray.
I don't think he's going to.
You don't think he's going to make it?
No.
Well, then how good is the nickname? The nickname
it's still epic.
The nickname has to ring in professional sports.
Does it have to ring in professional sports to be an epic nickname?
Yeah, I would say so. All right.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is pretty good.
This is a whole different
Larry
argument.
Curd.
That's kind of funny.
Larry Curd
is funny.
Come on. These are good nicknames for my boy.
All right, let me ask you this. Let's say I don't know. Name an NBA player that has a really cool nickname. KD.
Easy Money Sniper.
Okay, that's his Instagram name, isn't it?
But that's his thing.
Okay, how interesting would it be, Easy Money Sniper, if that was his nickname in college and then he was ass in the NBA? Would you still call him Easy Money Sniper? No.
Well, I think he actually got his nickname in the NBA.
Oh, did he?
Most people get their nicknames in professional sports.
Yeah.
After they're already professionals.
So to get it in college is impressive, you're saying?
Yeah.
I get you. All right, I'll give you that one. I like that one.
All right, cool.
Kareem, well, which one is better to you then? Larry Curd or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Damn, that's tough. Larry Curd is tough, too.
Larry Curd is like straight out of Wisconsin, like cheese curds, bro.
Right. I think I like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, though. That one's just funny.
Yeah,
Kareem, because it's a funny play on the word. Instead of Kareem. So, yeah, I think I'll take that one.
I like that one. So, with that being said,
I'm going to go tomorrow night. Angel Reese plays.
Yep.
Another top prospect for the WNBA. So that's going to be exciting to see. Both of them, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, a lot of these girls, what was Cardoza? I forgot her first name. Was it Jasmine? No. Anyway, regardless of the fact, all these girls, women, ladies, however you want to be, clarified, are going to do great. They're going to have great careers. And just like we said in previous episodes, WNBA is on the up and up.
Camila Cardozo.
There you go, Camila Cardozo. And you're going to have a bunch of opportunities to watch these games because a lot of these games are on prime time.
Right.
So feel free, check a game out,
For sure.
Support. But right now, to the real nitty gritty.
Let's do it.
NBA playoffs.
Do it.
And before I say anything,
tell them.
I want to say to the Frenchman Rudy Gobert. My mans. You are a bum, dog.
Oh, man.
You are straight garbage. I don't understand why the NBA keeps giving this guy Defensive Player of the Year. You can't guard a lick.
Oh, my God.
Jokic is cooking you, bro.
Yeah, but Jokic is the best player in the NBA.
And you're 7-1. And you're the Defensive Player of the Year, and he's cooking you. Cooking you. It's ridiculous. He's not even the best defender on his team.
I mean, I already told you. I don't think he deserves it, period.
So. It's ridiculous. It pissed me off when they gave it to him. It pissed me off watching him get fucking smoked. Like, nah, dude. It's shitty. And, like, at first I was kind of upset about Jokic getting the MVP because I said to myself, I really thought that Shai should have got it.
Yeah, I agree.
But seeing Jokic play right now, it's kind of reminding me, damn, this guy really is the MVP. Like, it's kind of dumb.
He turns it on whenever he
like.
Feels
It's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb to not give this guy it because he really is like the best player in the league right now. You know what I mean? But with that being said, best player of the league or not, man, like my man hit you with 3 spin moves and didn't move his pivot.
Yeah, at all.
And caught you with each pump fake. It's nasty. I'm watching. I saw Nikola Jokic dunk more in the game last night than I've seen him dunk in his entire NBA career. I'm talking about tomahawks, one-handed Johns. Like, are you bugging?
Yeah, that's kind of OD, bro.
Killing Rudy, bro. Killing Rudy. So I just want to say that. And earlier we was bigging up the Timberwolves. My boy Ricky hit me up like, yo, you was talking about the Timberwolves and they haven't won a game since. Listen, it happens.
So
I don't like the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I want the Nuggets to lose.
Like we said, LA.
However,
forget the Nuggets.
However, damn, they look good right now.
They look great. And you know what? It might not
Damn, they look like champions. And if that's the case, it doesn't matter if it's OKC or Dallas.
For real.
They're going to run through them. If they're playing like this, if Jokic is motivated like this and playing like this, and then you've still got Aaron Gordon coming out of nowhere, now having 20 points after freaking whatever. Anyway,
it's crazy.
The Nuggets before the game last night were like plus 1,600 to win the NBA championship.
Oh yeah, talking
today.
What are they at now?
Like plus 260.
Disgusting.
That's nasty work.
Disgusting.
That's nasty. So clearly everybody's seeing what we're seeing.
Right. But before I don't mean to cut you off. I just want everybody to know we talked about jinxing New York sports, right? That's without a doubt. But we did talk about Minnesota. I don't think it's us jinxing New York sports. You know who I think it is?
Who it is?
I think it's Aaron Gordon. Can we talk a little bit about that? Can we talk a little about how after game 2, he didn't go to the team dinners?
It was after game 3.
After game 3.
Actually, and they haven't lost since.
There you go. So now he's not allowed to go to the game dinners.
Yeah.
He's been banned from the game dinners because they've been 3-0 ever since. Yeah. So maybe it's not us. They were like, hey, get this guy out of here. We don't need to feed him. He can find his own food.
I mean, listen, Aaron Gordon can definitely afford his own food.
I mean, without a doubt, he's a professional athlete. I hope he can afford, one plate a night or what have you.
He's got a chef waiting for him at home.
At the same time, I think that's kind of funny of like a superstition to have, especially in postseason sports.
I think sports is so superstitious.
Oh, 100%.
It's if you're a sports fan and you aren't superstitious, that's weird to me.
Really?
Yeah, because
you can't be a real fan.
Even if it's not a huge superstition, there is some superstition to it. Like you notice, like you notice when your team lost if you wore a certain jersey,
without a doubt,
or a hat,
or
something like that. Like I don't know if I want to wear that hat today. I really need this win today. Last time I wore this hat, we fucked up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna chill out.
I mean, I don't know about you. I've said it on the show before, but whenever the Jets play, I wear a jersey all morning of. And then when the game starts, I take it off.
Okay.
Because whenever I wear a jersey at home and watch the game, they lose. That's a real thing for me. I mean, I'll wear a jersey if I go to the game, of course.
Right.
And just throwing it out there, I'm getting sick and tired of having to buy a new jersey every 2 years, dude. Because you guys want to switch it up. And I love the new logo. I love the vintage look. It's my thing, but I love it. I just bought a bunch of new ones last season because they came out with the alternate black.
I've got the remember that bright green that they did?
Yeah, come on, like the Kelly green that they had.
Like, come on, I got dude,
for sure.
It's a lot. Fanatics, send me a check. Send me another jersey, something. Can I return one of these? I got a Jamal Adams sitting in there that you could have.
Can I also talk about this? If we're talking about the stores and how we feel right now, look. So the NFL gives you jerseys in exchange if a player goes to another team, right? Where, let's say, just as an example, let's throw it out there. Bryce Huff. Let's say for some reason I had a Bryce Huff jersey in New York and then he went to Philly. They would give me in exchange for the one in Philly, right? However, Garrett Wilson changes his number this season from 17 to 5.
Ooh,
this is a problem. I wanted to talk about this. It's a problem.
Yep.
And they didn't want to give me exchange for my funds. I need that number 5.
You contacted them and they told you no?
They told me no.
That's outlandish.
They told me that. I'm telling you.
Are you crazy?
What
type of customer service is that?
Have they seen the sign? I'm a fan.
Clearly.
Hey. I'm a fan.
Hey.
I don't have a...
He a fan. Freaky ass.
He's a 69 God.
No, chill.
Look,
but
help me out. Get me that number 5. It's not for me. It's for my dad. Help me get my dad that jersey, man.
Come on.
For the OG, bro. Need it for him.
We'll throw a Fanatics freaking little thing up here.
Oh, yeah, I would. Hell,
we'll throw it up there.
And I'll throw the 17 jersey on there just because. Maybe a little, call it a throwback. Why not?
But let's not digress.
Before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit. I wanted to get a little more into detail about how we think this Game 6 is going to go tomorrow.
The Knicks?
For the Nuggets Timberwolves.
I actually got a little parlay.
Yo, how do you now?
I got a little parlay.
Do you really have a parlay now?
I got a little parlay for tomorrow.
Can we hear it? Let's let the people hear.
I got a little parlay
for lock.
Tomorrow, all right. So, Nuggets clearly have been dominating this series the last couple games.
Yo.
Timberwolves, if they want any chance, they're gonna have to come out swinging.
Without a doubt,
they're gonna have to come out swinging. Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to play well.
Right.
Anthony Edwards is going to have to play way better than he did last night.
Mm-hmm. Gobert's going to have to wake up.
I'm really afraid, though, because not having Mike Conley is a problem.
Huge game changer.
Not having Mike Conley is a problem. Mm-hmm. But, however, that doesn't change the fact that these certain players are going to have to do what they have to do.
Right.
Now, I say this. I'm going to give you my parlay.
Please
you can play it. You can decide not to play it. I will tell you, whatever you do, please gamble responsibly.
100%. Please, can we clap that up? Responsible gaming is
responsible gaming. Listen,
super important.
Listen, don't be, don't try to go bankrupt over everything. It's, you know what I mean.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
But I'm gonna keep it short. A little four leg, John.
Hear it.
I'm taking Anthony Edwards for 4+ threes.
Okay.
I'm taking Rudy Gobert 12+ rebounds.
Not mad at that.
Jamal Murray 6+ assists.
The easy one.
Cause I think I see Jokic, even though Jokic had like 8 assists, or he had like 13 assists. I think last
game.
Something like that.
Right
yeah, right, something crazy. And then Karl Anthony Towns 20+ points. So again, Anthony Edwards 4+ threes, Rudy Gobert 12+ rebounds, Jamal Murray 6+ assists, Karl Anthony Towns 20+ points.
What was the stat you wanted to know?
His assist.
Whose assist?
Jokic 13.
Let's see, 13.
Damn, I'm good.
13 on the number. His plus minus was +21 over Gobert, just to throw that out there.
Of course.
Nuts.
Over the defensive player of the year. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so that's the parlay. Like I said, Timberwolves are at home. I expect them to play better.
Yeah.
But I also expect the Nuggets to want to close out the series if they can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could I say something?
Of course.
I feel as though, from me watching the games, I gotta say, last game, aside from Gobert getting cooked by Jokic on that, I feel like we didn't really see a lot about Anthony Edwards from the 3, and I feel like that really changed what was going on. It says right here he's 1 for 5 from the 3 last game.
Yeah, well,
which is not really what you see too much from his gameplay.
I mean, Anthony Edwards is a fantastic solo,
right?
Like one-on-one player,
right?
So a lot of those shots he gets on his own. However, anybody that plays basketball can attest the importance of having a point guard that can be the general,
right,
and can set up certain plays. Because if they're doubling Anthony Edwards,
right,
let's say, or giving him, throwing different bodies at him and stuff like that,
right.
Now you're having him bring him the ball up. It's going to be harder for him to create that shot.
Right.
But now you take a guy like Michael Conley who can run that offense. Now you're giving Anthony Edwards the ball in spots where he can score, from right off the dribble or, catch and shoot type situations.
Right.
It's an entirely different game when you take away that guy, especially a guy like Mike Conley. It's like taking away. I don't want to but just I'm trying to think of like a point guard. It's like taking away maybe even like a Derek White or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you need that stabilizer.
Yeah.
In a point guard in a way, and Michael Conley can also shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So now you have, you know what I mean? It's an entirely different dynamic. So it's gonna make it harder for AE.
Absolutely.
But hey, they're gonna have to get something done. If not, they're gonna lose.
Now I want to ask you one thing. I don't think it was on your parlay, but you could help me if it was. The over under for this game, Game 6, Nuggets against Minnesota, is 203.5.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Score-wise, you're going against two very good defensive teams. Mm-hmm. I believe the score last night was 120-90.
It was 112-97.
112-97, sorry.
So that means that you were at, let's see, 209?
209. So, listen, 200 points in a NBA game, it's not hard to get.
It's not.
Now, is it going to go down a little bit? Obviously, because of the playoffs, game slows down, better defenses and whatnot like that.
Right.
Of course. But I don't like playing overs and unders personally.
Yeah.
Because
it's a slippery slope.
Slope. Basketball, all these gambling is a slippery slope no matter what you do.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
Let's just put it like that.
But it's all fun. All fun.
But I'd rather bet on an individual player doing something than a team collective doing something.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if everybody has a bad shooting night and they just barely hit that over.
Right.
With that game. So I wouldn't touch it personally. Mm. But hey, to each his own.
Now, just to throw this out there, Game 5, it was at 207. Game 4, it was at 222. Mm-hmm. And then Game 3, it was, 207 again. So
the over seems safe.
The over seems safe, but
until you
coulda, shoulda, woulda until you touch that over and it goes.
And then it doesn't go. And now you're emailing me like, I took the over. I didn't tell you to. So.
Oh, but don't email me either because I didn't tell you to take it either. Just because I brought it up.
But enough about the Nuggets and Timberwolves.
Right.
Can we talk about the Knicks?
Cody, please. They finally caught another one to bring it up to 3-2. Over in New York. Now, I want to ask you this.
Dude.
He's a monster. He finally looks like he's getting back to himself after dealing with that injury. People are trying to say that,
I thought he was going to have a slow game.
I thought he was going to slow down, period. And
40 burger?
Yeah, which is insane, right? Especially with everything given. That Knicks team, not for nothing, we've been preaching it all the last 2 weeks. They're playing the hell out of their starters. No one's really getting any rest time. Injuries left and right. You lost Mitchell Robinson for the season. You lost OG Anunoby. Jalen Brunson was playing with an injury. Josh Hart, it looks like he's a little mouse out there trying to do everything he possibly can. It's hard to be a Knick right now, without a doubt. So to catch that game 5, was it? Yeah. It's impressive. Now, how much do you think it factors in that they were in New York? Because the 2 that Indiana won was in Indiana.
I'm going to tell you right now, from what I've been hearing from reporters and stuff like that, New York, the Garden, so locked in.
Has to be.
It's crazy. Some guy was on the radio earlier today. He said that he went up to go get concessions, right? Like a drink or something. Mm-hmm. I think like a couple minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
He said there wasn't a person out there.
That's crazy.
Not using the bathroom. New York is locked in. That home court advantage is crazy.
Yeah.
That home court advantage is crazy. So, and I just want to say this too. Mm-hmm. Isaiah Hartenstein.
Talk it.
It's going to suck, Knicks, that you guys are not going to be able to keep him. Because he's going to get paid.
You think so? I think he deserves it.
Oh, I know so. He's going to get paid, and they can only offer him $13 million.
And he deserves more than that.
He has restricted bird rights. Listen, the way the NBA is right now, he could easily get a 2-year deal
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 2-year deal. Right. Freaking 44 mil, 40 million 2-year deal, 30. Even if they give him a 2-year 34 million deal, that's 17 million.
Right.
The Knicks can literally only offer him 13, and it's gonna be sad to see him go because y'all have won some. The Knicks have won some games because of him.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong.
Rebound,
don't get me wrong. Jalen Brunson is out there, putting up the points and everything like that. But everybody around is over there putting their hard hat on and getting to it. And Isaiah Hartenstein is one of them.
Flooding the board.
One of them. My man had 13 offensive rebounds last night. Offensive rebounds.
Which is, you know what? And that's the reason I feel like that the Knicks really have gotten as far as they have is because, Jalen Brunson is shooting the ball, but how is he getting the ball back?
Well, yeah. Well, and part of that, honestly, is because the Pacers, because they got some big dude called Miles Turner over there who doesn't even like to touch the paint.
17 boards last game.
17 boards, and how many of them were offensive?
12.
What did I say? 13? I was close. 12.
Right
so 12 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And a part of that, and I'm not rooting for the Pacers, but part of that, but I did have the Pacers kind of having an edge in the series.
Yeah.
But part of that is because Miles Turner doesn't touch the paint. Oh, yeah, he shoots the 3-ball great and this and that. That's fantastic. I mean, you're 7 foot.
How about when he tried to fight DiVincenzo? Can we talk about that?
Come on, man. DiVincenzo's not the ginger Italian.
DiVincenzo's not sweet either,
not
bro.
The ginger Italian.
Miles Turner is way bigger than him,
not
bro.
Not the ginger Italian,
He tried to push him off. It's like, what is it, the Italian? I mean, I don't know if I could. Can I even do that on YouTube? Get the out of here, man. Get out of here, bro. Yo, go around.
This is our show. We can do what we want.
Yo, he told Miles Turner, go around the corner and get me a calzone. This is my city. And Spike Lee would have went around the corner and got him that little calzone, bro. Easy. I want to just throw this out there. Since you're talking about boards, the closest player on the other team to have the most rebounds.
Josh Hart, 11.
No, on the other team.
Pascal Siakam?
Yep. How much? It was 8 rebounds only.
Oh, I know because I bet on it.
Right.
I know.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, hey.
No, I know.
Hey, I didn't know.
I put the parlay up. Anyway, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Pascal Siakam at your power forward. And how many did Miles Turner have? 6 probably?
Rebounds, he had 5. No, 5 total, and they were all defensive.
Nasty work.
Then, as far as offensive rebounds on the other side, it was.
That means that Isaiah Hartenstein had more rebounds. Am I correct? Did he have more rebounds than Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner combined?
Yes.
I think Aaron Nesmith had more rebounds than Miles Turner.
Nesmith had 4 rebounds.
Okay.
So
damn.
It was right there.
Right there.
Just died. It just died.
Did
you see that?
So, I did.
Look, so there you go.
With that being said, we're going to cut a little short, but I want to end it like this. If we're going to end it.
Please.
Knicks win this game.
Yeah.
They need it. They need to because they need to rest those guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to real quick hit on the Boston and Cavs series.
Right.
Cavs are out of here. Donovan Mitchell's hurt.
Can we throw this out there? It's game 5 right now. It's tied with 3:28 left in the second, 48-48.
48-48?
Yep.
Okay. Again, Celtics should win this game.
They should blow the Cavs out of the water.
The Celtics have this issue with playing down to like competition and shit like that,
Saw it in Miami,
which is crazy. But whatever, we know that clearly they're the better team.
Mm-hmm.
We want Knicks Celtics conference finals.
Without a doubt.
I know I want it.
Without a doubt.
I know I want it.
I think that's what the whole tri-state area wants, to be honest with you, bro.
And to touch a little bit on the Mavs OKC, which is another fun series. All these series are freaking phenomenal, by the way, right now.
They're great.
But with that being said,
tied 2-2.
Tied 2-2. I think I was very bullish on the Mavs in the beginning. I had the Mavs in 6.
Right.
I still think the Mavs can win because of they've got a little bit, even though they're not that much more experienced, but they do have more experience having somebody like Kyrie,
right,
who's won a championship, having somebody like Luka, who's been to a Western Conference Finals before.
Right.
So I still want to give the edge to the Mavs, even though OKC I think is a little bit more talented.
Yeah. But
I'm still gonna take the Mavs.
Here you go. I mean, I'm going to say this, and then I want to bring up one more topic, and we can wrap it up from there.
Let's do it.
I think that I think it's not gonna go to 6. I think it might go to 7 because realistically, this game tonight, which would have
no,
which would have had already go to
happened.
7.
It's definitely gonna go to 7. I'm saying like I'm thinking the Mavs were gonna win.
No.
Still.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't see the Thunder losing at OKC tonight.
No.
Well, it's hard.
I'll be watching.
I think that it's gonna go. I think the last 3, 5, 6, 7 is gonna go Thunder, Mavs.
What do they say? It isn't a series that somebody loses at home.
What do they call it?
That's what they say. It's not a series until somebody loses at home.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Oh, so do you think that they could make this loss at home and then?
Which is so crazy about how the Timberwolves and Nuggets series went about.
It's,
it was
literally opposite day over there, bro.
Whoa, what happened?
But good basketball overall. Now I'm gonna say this, and then we'll wrap it up from there. The only really, I mean, everybody's still doing great in baseball. It's still really early in the season. Still anybody's season. The Yankees are still hot. What have you? The MLB is kind of looking into the direction the same as NFL and NBA, where they're going into a load management kind of dynamic, where they don't want these players for their position to get tired out so easily, especially if these innings stretch out pretty long. How do you feel about that?
There's a lot of baseball games.
There's a lot of baseball games.
Now, baseball, and I don't take anything away because that baseball grind is a grind.
Yeah.
For sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we can safely say that baseball isn't as physical as basketball and football are.
Of course.
There's
not a lot of one-on-one human contact with one another.
So, so obviously you're still, you're running and things like that.
Right.
But
throw a ball really far.
Right, but it's different.
Really
but it's different than, getting clocked by a screen from a, 6'10", 250 or getting, tackled or whatever the case.
That doesn't mean baseball's not hard.
No, I'm not saying that baseball's
hard.
No, I'm not saying I wasn't talking about the difficulty. I was talking about the physicality.
Right.
Because that's what we're talking about, load management.
Yeah.
So the
how much can your body take in a season?
Exactly. Now, my whole thing is always going to be with load management is, and I say this because I'm a fan.
Yep. I know exactly where you're going.
I always want to see the players play.
Of course.
If you're healthy enough to play, I want you to play. But in that same token, it's a double-sided coin because I also like to win. Mm-hmm. And I also like my team to win. And if you can load manage, the perfect example of load management and winning is the Toronto Raptors when they got Kawhi.
100%.
That is the perfect example.
Saving him as much as you could for that postseason.
Now, does that always work? No. But there's enough. What's the word I'm looking for? I guess there's enough analytics towards it. For teams to try it. Yeah. So
to justify starting their players.
100% to justify it. So listen, if the Yankees are playing the A's,
right,
and you want to sit Aaron Judge and Juan Soto,
all
right, and you're already, and you're, you know what I mean, you're already, whatever, however many games, 20-something games, 30-something games, above 500.
Take a little rest.
Take it. Now, if the Yankees are playing the Orioles,
right,
who are in our division, leading the division at that,
right,
yeah, you play Aaron Judge and Juan Soto if they can play.
Now, I don't really usually think about this as an adult because obviously anybody wants to see the star in a team. But, at the end of the day, sports is also for kids. Mm-hmm. Those kids that go to the game with their parents or, they only get one chance to maybe see the star that they always want to, and then he's not playing that day. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on, bro. At the end of the day, like you said, it might not be the most physical sport, but a sport's a sport at the end of the day. Part of your job is going day in, day out to put yourself through this physical retribution and just trying to figure it out. So, yes, I understand as an adult. I can't explain that to a 5-year-old though.
Yeah,
I can't explain it to a 6-year-old.
Yeah, when you got
his first little jersey on, whatever,
buy tickets,
it says 99 on the back, and he can't even wave back at you from the field. You know what I mean? So it's heartbreaking, but. Just like any other sport, I'm sure there's justifiable reason, and they'll take it from there. So, with that being said, I think that now's a good time to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for messing with us. First off, I didn't say this before, but got a lot of love as of recently on the pages, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything that's been showing us a whole lot of support. So
really
we appreciate
that.
you guys rocking with us.
Really appreciate it.
Next week coming up, we got a little special guest coming in to talk a little soccer with us.
Should we? Okay.
No, we'll tell him.
We'll tell him.
We'll tell him.
We'll tell him.
Well, look, hey, I told him, and now you're telling them too, so we're going to tell him.
We're telling him.
A little bit of soccer coming this next episode. Not too much, but just enough. The same way we had Jeremy breaking down a little bit of hockey with us. We got someone who's a big soccer guy gonna introduce it to us and see what you guys like about soccer. Who's listening?
We love to teach.
For sure.
At the end of the day,
and I love to learn.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We love to inform you guys. And we're going to learn a little bit along the way, too.
There you go. So on that note, thanks for listening. Keep tuning in with us. We'll have another episode out next week. And as always, I'll see you.
I'll see you.